And we are live.
Boy Modeling School.
I love it when he says that. Hello and welcome to the Fanboy Modeling School. This is the best nerdcast you're going to get all week. Plus, you're going to hear the N-word be dropped.
We have been a little N-word heavy, haven't we?
We have been. I've been thinking about it. Like, as a matter of fact, I remember when we started this podcast, we tried to not curse.
Right. Yes.
And now we're on the deep end. But we'll discuss that later. I'm the Fat Mantis. I am now in HD, and I'm here with my man.
Steve Will Name No Gimmicks, also in HD.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to be a good boy. I want to say something about our intro real quick. Shaolin, are you there? I believe you're there.
Okay, Shaolin. Well, yeah.
But for Blurred Herd style, I wish I could do this animation, but we can't. I have no way of doing it. But the idea would be our intro where our car is going by, and then a second car would come over, and the window would go down, and it's Courtney with shades on. And he goes,
I told you, I like that, man. I like that a lot, bro.
Thank you. Welcome in Shaolin. Welcome in DT Dubs. What's up?
What's up?
I'm gonna roast the red pill movement. DT Dubs, please don't please don't hate me for it.
Yo, let me ask you a question, man. You've been streaming on what is this shit? Rumble for a little bit, man. And I just want to know, what is your general take on Rumble as a streaming platform, and is it viable to really compete with YouTube?
Oh, to compete with YouTube? Absolutely not. YouTube absolutely has a monopoly,
right? And
the government should do something, but the owners of Alphabet, the parent company, they grease way too many hands. Not only that, I honestly think we could get an amazing following on Rumble if we dedicated it all to Rumble. Like if we did our shorts and our sketches on Rumble, right. I think we would have more people than we have on YouTube any day. Those are our people,
right?
But will it generate money? Is there a point?
Now, see, that's the kicker right there, right, man? The viability of being able to be compensated for this. Now, they have a donation tab in Rumble, right? Is there a threshold to get a donation? Or
I don't think there's no threshold. So there is that. You can surround tabs. So let's just do it. Let's just delete our YouTube channels and just do everything and throw caution to the wind and just live our dreams.
Live our dreams. Yeah, man. I got to tell you something, man. Now, you're going to be surprised by my next statement, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am 42 years old, and I've been reading comic books for, let's say,
43 years.
43 years. I'm in the negative right now. And I've read Dark Horse comics. You are aware of Dark Horse comics. They bring us, in our generation, they brought us to comics for things like Alien, Predator.
They actually told the best Alien stories are found in Dark Horse comics and not the movies.
Yeah, exactly. So would you be surprised if I told you that Predator has fought so many superheroes? That wouldn't surprise you, right? There have been Predator versus Batman, Predator versus RoboCop, Predator versus Superman. Yeah. But the most obvious choice other than Batman, everyone's always said Predator versus Wolverine. And it's always been this debate.
I thought Spawn, and I think that did happen, but
I think he might have fought Spawn. I'll look it up. But, people were like, Wolverine just son him. There was that famous reenactment on the one of those YouTube channels where they do live action fights for characters. I just want you to know, recently, they actually released Wolverine versus Predator. And I got to tell you, when I first saw it, I threw up in my mouth a little bit. I was like, this is the type of dribble that will be the nail in the coffin of comics. It's like the inferior product being pushed. These were my first thoughts. And then I read it. And I was like, holy shit. There's a story here. Like there's an
actual story.
Yeah, there's an actual cool story because it's not just Wolverine fighting a predator in one instance. He's fighting the same pissed off predator over 100 years.
Oh, he just keeps coming back for a test him.
And I gotta tell you, man, it's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing because not only does Wolverine Logan in the first issue find himself in a situation where he has no idea why this alien is pissed at him because his memory was wiped, and it's really cool.
You know what's even funnier? You know what I just realized? And this is actually true. You can look it up. Predator and Archie comics have had a crossover.
Everyone.
Where he hunts the Archie gang. I'm deadly serious. I remember that cover.
I believe you. I believe you, man. But I thought that was my honorable mention. I thought it was really interesting, man. Obviously, I'm not going to step on our content for Blurred Herd, man, but I am super gassed for tomorrow, right? You know.
Oh, yeah, honestly, Ahsoka has become the thing that I'm most excited for.
Yes.
It's the reason I wake up, basically.
And it's amazing to me that they're, the usual machine, like the numbers are so bad. I'm sorry, man. People are enjoying this show, man. There's a lot of hype, and you can't say it's from industry shills. But let's move on. You got any honorable mentions?
Well, here, hold on. Let's talk before we move on. Let's talk about little things because I think one of our cover stories, I didn't complete the cover.
Sorry, yeah.
But I would say is part of this, but let's just talk about it because I don't think it's going to last more than half an hour or something.
Okay.
By the way, Rebeck says fangirls for fanboys. Thank you so much. I love it when you hashtag that. I was just thinking about that one, Mantis. Yeah, right. The Archies. I love the Archies.
What up?
But I'm saying Hayden Christensen, a man who got years and years of disrespect, is now beloved. You even showed me that video of him crying at all the fans cheering him on. And people don't understand what a hero he is to them.
Go ahead, brother. You're gonna break it down better than I can, man. It's surreal, right? I was on that train. I used to hate his performance in the prequels. I have to tell you, man, just like Jar Jar Binks, he has risen from the shit, which is the sequel trilogy, and for us all to think of fonder times when Star Wars made sense in the movies, bro.
So here's what I'm going to say. It's true that universally panned idiotic prequels. However, there are story beats, sequences, and the general story I love. And I will actually say that Revenge of the Sith is actually my second favorite Star Wars movie ever.
It's an amazing movie, man.
It's such an amazing movie. As a matter of fact, we talked about it the other day, and then I later on put it on. Because we were talking about the opening scene when I think it was you and Shellen were like, we don't like space battles. And I was like, what about the opening of Revenge of the Sith?
That shit's so silly. They fucking do a kung fu flip out of the fucking
in the hangar bay. I love that whole thing. That whole thing is just crazy. But great movie. He did great in that. And honestly, I'll say I talk a lot of shit about Attack of the Clones. I ripped that thing up.
Right.
There's a lot of things to make fun of, but they're at its basis, on the basic plot is a decent movie.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
We all had a good time when we went to go see it in the theater. It was retro, you know what I'm saying? Retroactive. Yeah. But that clip that Mantis and I are describing is of Anakin at some type of Star Wars expo. And, the fans it's a slow eruption into a thunderous applause. And the man got emotional, just like the guy that played Jar Jar Binks, man. Shout out to Dave Filoni and Dave Favreau for giving these guys a second chance. Do you know that the guy who played Jar Jar Binks contemplated suicide after playing him?
I've heard these stories. That is heart-wrenching. The guy's in a kid's movie, and he got bullied. Star Wars fans, and look at who Star Wars fans are. Who the fuck are they to bully anybody?
Right.
And they have the fucking audacity to drive a man to the razor blades. That is freaking disgusting.
Absolutely.
And he got redeemed, and I actually hope that character appears again.
Yes. Oh, the Jedi character? Yes, that was dope shit. That was dope shit.
That was absolutely dope. Here it is, guys.
Give it up for Hayden Christensen!
I had to lower it because of copyrighted music, but we'll put it back on.
This is such a crazy entrance. It's like coming back to your abusive ex-girlfriend who now is like, I love you.
And she's all about you, right? Oh, damn, the music. They'll turn it off in a sec. But they're playing, yeah, they're...
Man, you guys sure know how to make a guy feel good. That was very nice. Thank you.
We do.
I love you guys too.
Hi, Hayden Christensen.
Making me emotional.
That's like Bex up there.
Yeah.
Bex would be fangirling for real.
Oh, I don't know if I'd cry. I don't know if I'm at that point, but I would be like, you're the man. Thank you so
There
much.
isn't a single bit of it that isn't deserved.
And it's
There isn't a
interesting,
single bit of
man.
it that isn't deserved.
Oh, Beck's like Jumper, so she's a real fan of him.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What can you say other than Dave Favreau, fucking Dave Filoni, the Daves,
Yeah,
bringing
Team Dave.
Star Wars back to the fans, man. And no matter how you want to cut it, no matter what hate, who's my man mad at? No matter what hate you throw at it, man. Ahsoka, Mandalorian have re-engaged people. Mandalorian, pretty much set up the alley-oop. Ahsoka came in, boom. So I want to tell you this. I watched it in private. Didn't want to say it to you and Shaolin. Rewatch season 3 of Mandalorian. I still have some of the same problems with the last 2 episodes, and obviously the Lizzo episode, but not exclusively because of Lizzo. But I gotta tell you,
It's the worst thing about it is not Lizzo and Jack Black at all. It's that episode was just mindless.
It was trash. It was absolute trash. But I gotta tell you, watching it in lieu of Ahsoka has made me realize, man, they're doing a really good job, bro. And if they can just get those other people off their backs, the Kathleen Kennedys or whomever is in their ear about what type of storytelling, which I think we're starting to see with Ahsoka, this shit will continue to rock out.
And here's the problem. Here is the freaking problem that nobody wants to take responsibility for. People don't want to listen. So I'm just Amanda's going to go on one of his rants. You're still not going to listen. But I believe that 90% of all the money lost from Marvel, from Star Wars, from Disney in general, is because of their political stances and these kind of problems they get themselves into, rather than the content. I would say I love the content. Obviously, they miss here and there. But, Book of Boba Fett really sucked. It didn't suck enough to ruin Star Wars. Star Wars is amazing, right? So they missed the mark there. But what I'm saying is other things, like they do good work. Right. It's just these idiots have made things political.
And here's the thing, man. We've talked about this since the advent of fanboy modeling school, man. If you can make it make sense, people won't mind it. But there is a point where people are like, hey, bro, real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can open my door and deal with these issues in real time. I don't need to deal with it in popular medium. Am I right? Like, I come here to escape. Like, you guys come to Fanboy so we can get you frothing mad about our unpopular takes.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%, brother.
Yo, DT Dub says, Lizzo was in Star Wars? Why? My man, she is put in this cameo.
Right.
Her and Jack Black. Well, Jack Black's her king and she's the queen, and they're like, it's almost out of like Alice in Wonderland. You go there and they're like, or the Hunger Games, where the nobles are dressed all weird and they're like, look at us, and she like hangs out with Baby Yoda and babysits Baby Yoda for some fucking reason.
When we all know she would eat him.
Yeah, she would eat him at the end, the way Baby Yoda eats the frog babies. But okay, yeah, but no, mainly nerding out and Star Wars stuff is for our Blurred Herd Thursday stream.
Right.
But that was beautiful to watch. Hayden
It
Christensen.
was extremely beautiful, man. Are you ready to get into some political subterfuge?
I'm ready.
My man Bob Menendez.
Oh, good old Bob. Well, for starters, I gotta say this: how come every time Cubans get in trouble, their name is Menendez? And also, I want to point out, guys, I'm part Cuban, so I can make that joke.
And I'm under the covering of his part Cubanness.
So tell us about it. Tell us what Bob Menendez is
So
up
this
to.
is, he finds himself once again, Democratic representative, by the way, marred in controversy and some dealings with some fiscal shit. But now his fucking wife is involved. And oh yeah, by the way, this is the sequel because the motherfucker was in trouble less than 3 years ago for something similar, if not the same exact thing. But here's the difference, Mantis. Now, I'm going to eat a little crow here. Typically, we wouldn't see these things covered in any type of fair light by the liberal media, right?
Right.
I have to admit, MSNBC tore his ass up. You in trouble with them.
Yes, when they're done with you, when they're not covering for you.
When they start your segment with disgraced.
Okay, so can I float something by you, which is going to be controversial?
Go for it.
Are they trying to replace him with a black woman? Because every time the Democratic Party does not have your back, it is an attempt to get a black woman in to take your seat.
Wait, break it down.
Okay, so for instance, with the whole Cuomo thing, they turned on Cuomo, claimed that he was a sexual harasser and assaulter. None of it was true. It's true. He was trying to date every bitch under the sea, right? But he's Italian, so
he's also divorced, man.
He's divorced. He's allowed to date whoever he wants, and so he he came on to a bunch of staffers or whatever. Probably not the greatest thing in the world. Definitely not Me Too worthy. But they had him on this false narrative. They had their own liberal witnesses and people going up against him, and they were like, "We want him out. We want him out." His deputy or lieutenant governor is Kathy. I don't know where the fuck I am half the time. Hochul.
Right.
And so she takes his place and like, great, a woman. But what they really want is Letitia James in the seat of power. They want it, and they're like, this is gonna happen. And so they try to run this thing where they're like, may the best Democrat win. And Letitia James just isn't popular enough to beat Kathy Hochul. And so they're like, damn, we're stuck with a white woman. We wanted a black woman. Now, if anyone is like saying, why do they want a black woman? What is Mantis going on about? To let you know that in a poll, in basic polls and studies have determined that other than white liberals, right, academics and such in wealthy positions, black women are the most loyal group to the Democratic Party.
It's true, man. It's a fiercely loyal group. In fact, some might argue single-handedly got Joe Biden elected.
Yes, absolutely. Black women are essentially the spinal column of the Democratic Party. Right. And so they want more black women to be representatives in places That's why they tried so hard Stacey Abrams.
Right.
And now here's what it is. I like Stacey Abrams in idea. She's an educated, sweet, well-spoken black woman.
Right. People
just don't vote for her. And they keep running her, and she just keeps losing. And after a while, I'm like, will you just let this woman die already? It's just like, stop trying to make Stacey Abrams a thing. It's not going to happen, bro.
Yo, wait. I'm sorry. Can we just all lament over that? I forget which magazine cover where they basically had her standing in the superhero pose with the light behind her. And I was like, yo, this shit is heavy.
Yeah. Star Trek Discovery, they go into the the year 4000 or something, and she's the president of the Federation.
Exactly. There's statues everywhere.
Oh my God.
The one that remains.
Dove says, you're Cuban? Oh, you'll make some mean empanadas. That was worse than my joke. Will you guys ever cover the Russell Brand situation? We'll talk about it tonight. I think we can fit it in.
Yeah, actually, I've had no problem talking about it. I just, me, and here we go. Steve's gonna go on a rant. I try to be consistent when it comes to allegations. So, right now, if he's guilty of it, bury him under the prison. If he is not, bury his accusers under the prison. So I'm waiting to see what develops out of this.
Yo, I am absolutely with you. So many people are quick to say he's being railroaded or whatever because he's a conservative rumble guy or whatever and all this shit. He has conspiracy theories.
Right.
However, just here's one thing to think about, and I'm not saying he's guilty, but he was a drug addict in the past.
Okay.
And he was known to have a wild fucking crazy life. And so, when you're living like that,
right,
things happen. You tend to do things.
So you're talking about a gap in morality because
yes, and so yeah, exactly. So I'm not saying he did or he didn't, but I am waiting for results to come out before I say there's a conspiracy against him because maybe he is a bad guy.
What up, Tims? So
what
here's
up,
the thing,
Tims?
man. I don't think anyone else is gonna make it out. Johnny Depp got out, and that's all. That's that's it.
The door closed behind him.
Yo, Andrew Tate is screwed. This guy is screwed, man.
Yo, and here's the thing about Andrew Tate. I know we bring him up a lot in the show, but he's popular culture. He is screwed for so many reasons, but the worst thing is he's in Romania. There is literally no chance he's getting a fair trial. No chance.
None. But on the opposite side of that, if he and Russell Brand are found innocent or acquitted, that is most certainly the sixth sign. Pack your shit. Some people are about to get fucking raptured, and we're all screwed if we're still here, right? Because that would be the tray-headed sign of the beast right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they both are found innocent, let alone acquitted, women are going to lose their minds. Which brings me back to Stacey Abrams. At the helm, right? I believe that Stacey Abrams would usher in the apocalypse. And here's why I say that, man.
Wait, real quick. Tim says, just want to stop by and send my love. Gotta go read. Yo, Teams, have a good one.
Have a good night, Tim.
Love you. So put me on.
Okay, so here's the deal, right? Here's the deal. Stacey Abrams has no real platform that she ran on, right? None whatsoever. It was like that lady from the Course in Christ or whatever, Course in Miracles that ran for the presidency. I'm like, what is this woman going to bring to the table? And here's why Stacey Abrams if she had been elected, I think they would have fast-tracked her for the presidency, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think
if we can make her governor, we can make her president, right?
Right.
And let's just say I think we all dodged the bullet with that one. Now, in regards to Bob Menendez, right? This guy looks corrupt. Now, I know I just said I like to be consistent.
Did you literally just say that? Did you say those words?
Yeah, I know.
He looks corrupt. Okay.
I know I like to be consistent, man, and I'm just throwing that to the wind in regards.
You're like,
to
I consistently judge whether someone is guilty just on their looks, so I'm consistent.
No, definitely him, man. That guy looks like he's been shortchanging people his entire life, man. He looks like he's gotten away with some shit. And I just find it interesting, man, that can I float a conspiracy theory for you?
Oh, please.
I think he's going to be the next Democratic sacrifice, right? And I find it interesting that most of the Democratic sacrifices are of an olive or darker complexion.
Of course.
Like, your last name's weird. Throw him out to the wolves. I really do think they're going to use this to further the opinion that they are the party of the highly moral, right? We are the moral party because that's what's actually happening here, and they're going to crucify this fool. 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're right. They're going to sacrifice him, and it actually reminds me, like in Virginia, there was that Democratic governor who he got caught multiple times in blackface, doing blackface, hanging out with a guy dressed in a KKK suit.
Right. It was all fun.
Yeah, all fun and games. He was like, and so when that scandal came out, they literally dug up shit on his lieutenant governor, who was a black man, and they were like, he assaulted a girl when he was in college, and they all just turned on him. The media immediately went on that dude.
I'm not laughing at assault. I'm laughing because it's true.
Yeah, they did their homework to try to get to create a diversion.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. And so Menendez is going to be strung up by his little loafers, and they're gonna get him out of here, bro.
His little loafers. Yo, Sheldon Icebox just says Russell Brand is a weird, kooky motherfucker. It didn't shock me at all. He looks like he'd drive a white van with a free candy sign on it.
Oh my
Yo, probably on his off time, he dresses up like a clown and he's like, "Hey, kids."
Oh, what immorality is going on with you, DT Dub? Mortal Kombat 1 effing sucks. That means you got to get better. You got to
Oh,
get
wait,
better.
I haven't played it yet. Have you played it?
No, again, being wildly inconsistent in my consistency. I don't need to play it to know it's genius. Absolutely
Okay,
amazing.
But
Go ahead, brother.
so this guy, let's break it down for everyone who doesn't know. He is a senator over in New Jersey, and I don't know if this is hitting national or just our area, but he is the older senator, or what are they called? Senior senator, right?
Right.
And so he already had charges of corruption against him. I think he was even indicted. I think he's going to go to court over it.
Yeah.
Right. And they believe that he sold to the Egyptian government secrets that were classified to the public. As a senator, sold it to Egypt. That's what he's being accused of originally.
Right.
And now a couple months later, they did a raid on his house because supposedly his wife was here's the story. His wife was like selling protection to like corrupt like corporate guys or something.
Right.
And so they were able to raid his house and they found millions of dollars in cash, like old school, hidden throughout the house. They found bars of gold from Egypt with Egyptian writing on it.
And then they found a picture of Palpatine in the holocron.
And Palpatine signed it, and he said to my man Bob Menendez, "Love you, brother. Heart." XOXO. So they found all this shit, and so this motherfucker has a press conference, and he's like, "Oh, I can explain this." He says, "Because of my Cuban heritage, we do not trust banks." So he's like, for years, every month I was taking out several hundreds of dollars and hiding it around my house. Money that I've earned on my own. I'm like, he's blaming his Cubanness. He's like, you wouldn't understand us, but us Cubans put money under our bed.
Yo, man, that man hasn't had anything Cuban or been Cuban since he had a Cuban sandwich and he went down to Florida. Yeah.
I was wondering why he's called Bob. That's not a Cuban name. There's no Bobs.
Roberto.
Yeah, Roberto. What the fuck?
Bro, you know, we're talking about corruption, man. And the reason I think Bob Menendez is corrupt, he reminds me of the captain from the first three seasons of The Shield. What was his name? Espinoza?
Oh, yes, I remember. Yes.
Obviously, he's not Cuban, right? But that character, and the character waxed and waned from corrupt to
A
moral.
slimy
right?
politician.
Yeah, he was opportunistic.
Opportunistic, trying to do his thing. Saying crazy spin. He's like, because of my Latino heritage, we hide money around our house.
yo, honestly, man, no, but that's a gangster way to go out, man. I would hope my the last page in my book on my life would be, and we found billions of dollars in crumpled ones in his walls and gold bars.
Lainey, welcome in. How are you? Lainey made it.
Lainey.
Lainey's probably half asleep. They work her too hard over her job. Shaolin says, damn, dude is a criminal mastermind. I mean, I guess because he is playing on the white guilt because he's just like, I'm a Latino and you don't understand my culture. That's why. But you know what the real way, I'm telling you, this is my advice for you guys. Okay. For starters, don't ever accept gold bars for corrupt like bribes. You bring the cash, you get the fuck out of my face, okay?
Honestly, man, I would take the gold bar, man. Like, it's, give me some diamonds, some gold bars, something that's real that I can like take to the corner store, buy some chips with.
Here's what we do. We do what the pimps do.
Oh shit!
Right. This is what the pimps. I'm gonna hit you guys off with a little pimp knowledge and a little things like this. So back in the day, like obviously everybody has the image of their mind of a pimp with a big hat and all this shit. But what else does the pimp have? He has rings, he has gold necklaces and all sorts of shit. But why did the pimp do this? And so here's why. Back in New York law, if you were arrested, they could withhold your bankroll, like as in cash, but they couldn't hold your items. So pimps had all their money on them. So at any given time, they can quickly go to a pawn shop, sell it for bail money, or they can sell it for bribe money for cops. And so they would wear their fortunes on them. And so that's what I would do. If I was basically what it is if they're giving me cash for my bribes, I'd immediately go buy with cash expensive jewelry. Mad expensive.
I want to stop you right there. So that law you described has been amended for quite some time. You get locked up today.
Oh, yeah, that's why pimps nowadays just wear wife beaters. They don't need to wear it.
Yo, it sounds like you just took a shot at a certain commentator on another channel, but yeah, man, they take all your shit. They take all your shit and they put that shit in a yellow envelope and like you'll get most of it back. Yo, son.
Once you post bail. But what I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. What he should do is have jewelry all over, have a collection of jewelry. Yeah, and when they come for him, when they raid his house, all they find is jewelry. And they're like, what is that? And they're like, oh, those are heirlooms.
He's wearing them now.
But I'm saying turn it into jewelry, guys. Trust me. Turn your corrupt cash into jewelry. You will be able to save it.
And now a word from our sponsors.
K Jewelers, when she wants the best.
Yo, since we're talking
buy those blood diamonds.
Those diamonds. Since we're talking politics, I noticed that AOC made her way into our cover. What's going on here?
So AOC is being roasted on the internet because Homegirl has been shitting on Elon Musk and tech billionaires for mad long. She's always about the environment, but yada, yada, yada. Turns out she drives a Tesla. And someone's like saying, you think Elon Musk is corrupt and bad and he needs his company taken apart by the government for monopoly reasons? You drive a Tesla. And so Homegirl says on the air, she says, oh, I bought that during the pandemic. And they stare at her and she goes, because the only real safe way to travel during the pandemic before there was a vaccine was through electric cars. And she's like fumbling and she tries to create this illusion that like the pandemic is to blame why she bought a Tesla.
Honestly, man, here's my thing on AOC. No matter what her take, no matter what she says, and no matter what the controversy, I'm always going to see her as that girl that convinced her friends or was convinced to go up on a roof and dance to a Fatboy Slim song.
Unfortunately, when you're in your early 20s, there's so many videos and stupid shit that you do that you cannot undo, and it will prevent you from being president. You know what I mean? You're doing the dance. And like it's over, bro.
41 watching American Pie and shit.
Oh my god. Or your first YouTube videos, if everyone gets a hold of them, your really early ones when you're like
I scrubbed the internet. I got rid of them.
I'm sure somebody's copying it. GT Dub says good luck turning that gold bar. Yeah, like how's he gonna hawk these gold bars?
Yo, I'm telling you, you guys don't understand how this shit is done, man.
Who's gonna buy the gold bar? That's what
no one buys the gold bars, man. See, this is the problem, man. Grew up in Brooklyn. Let me hip you to some game right now. You know all those currency exchanges that used to exist in New York, in Harlem, on the West Side, up in Washington Heights? You just got to find the right one, right? Just like you got to go to the right Dominican barber to get the right lining. You find the right one, you can get rid of those gold bars.
They'll take anything. They'll accept anything up in the air. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, it's crazy. I don't accept gold bars. I accept... Here's what I'm saying. What's funny? For now on, I'm going to show up to every bribe meeting with my jeweler. And he's going to be checking the jewelry. And he'll be like, yeah, you can take this. I was like, Pony, what up, me?
What up, Pony?
I'm getting in the shower, but what up? Holler at your boy. DT Dub says nobody is not taking them bars, man. I don't if someone paid me in gold bars, I wouldn't know how to move it.
I'm telling you, bro, you guys, man, listen. I don't want to incriminate myself. I can help you, man.
You know a guy.
I know a guy.
I've already told my master plan of turning my corrupt fortune into a jewelry collection. So, yeah. And it's on the internet, so I'm caught.
Anyway, back to your favorite big booty Latina as you call her. Yeah. So she fumbled her way through this explanation about why she had an electric car. At any point did she land it? What
She didn't land it. She was like, "Yeah, it was the safest, most effective way to travel during the pandemic." And then they're like, "Okay," and they move on. But the internet starts roasting her, and even Democrats are roasting. Not Democrats politicians, but people who would normally be on her side are like, "What the hell does that mean? What does that have to do with anything?"
Bro, you know who's laughing the hardest at this is Pelosi, right? Pelosi, it's no secret that Pelosi has huge issue with AOC, right? You know, because the squad has come after Pelosi publicly. And this type of stuff makes that old vampire very happy. She crawled out of her crypt.
Yeah. Here's what I'm saying. You know, people say that like the drinking baby's blood to stay alive thing is like a conspiracy, but how is Pelosi still alive? I mean, to make it make sense.
It will never make sense, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. AOC just gives everyone such memeable moments, but here's the problem, man. You know, everyone shits on Trump for being the Teflon Don, but I don't think she's coming out of office anytime soon, man. She really is tapped into a key demographic.
Oh,
and they are going to keep her, you know, they're going to keep her in there, man, because she serves the interest of enough people for her to stay in, right?
Actually, my brother said it. He actually said it real well. He said, "I don't understand why, if you are a local politician, where you have no, there's no, what is it? You know, when you have a limit to how many times you can run.
Yeah,
or something.
term limit.
There's no term limit. Why don't you just keep winning that local seat? Because you only have to impress your neighbors. Why try to graduate to a national one where you can't possibly. So if you're that one weirdo, like for instance, maybe not weirdo, let's say AOC. So many people judge her because she was a bartender or whatever. However, in Queens, she's a queen. Bartenders are cool. She's a Latina. She's kind of educated. You know, she says the right things. She could win that seat forever. For the next 100 years, she could remain, right? And so, congressperson, so she should, and why attempt to try to become president? Why attempt to become like a higher thing?
Because here's the thing, ambitions and people who put batteries in your backs, right? It, you know, we see it from ancient Roman society, right? Some senator comes out, you know, skulking out of nowhere, and it's like, you could be more.
And they risk it all, and they fall on their asses, and they burn.
But for sure, she could be governor of New York. Like, if the trajectory continues on the way that it is in regards to liberal sentiment and all these things, she could easily become governor of New York.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely
does not rein in these memes, right? She's gonna lose that core constituencies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Rebecca says, "Don't forget to like the live, guys. Seriously, thank you for the reminder, Rebecca."
But full government.
Yeah, I've never said that. I've never said that. I wonder why that is. I'm sorry, Rebecca. That was wrong. I apologize. So AOC falling on her ass. Senator Bob Menendez blaming Cubanness.
Don't finish this statement. I know where you're going.
Blaming Cubanness on why he keeps loads of money all over his freaking house. And of course, like a real stubborn prick, back in the day when we were kids, politicians would resign, and yet of course he's being stubborn. He's like, I will never resign.
Yo, it's like those locals, citymen or like aldermen or whatever they were in California that recorded disparaging a small black child and indigenous people from their own country, and it's just like, we will not resign. No.
We will not resign. Back in the people had some level of honor, even the worst person, but like at this point, they're just like they're literally, you have to rip them out of office, and they're putting their claws in the rug. There's like bloody claw prints and shit.
Oh man! See, all right, I'm glad you didn't go where I thought you were gonna go, man. I thought you were gonna say something else. If you were Star, I know exactly where you're going. Maybe I watched too much of that show. Really quickly, folks, make sure you tune in Monday through Friday, right, on Audilis, Hot 95 and Spin 95. Of course, you have my man Fat Mantis over here, Burn Your Degree, and you have Throwback Spin with Steve. That's me over on Spin 95. You know, another endeavor. We would love to support. What else? What the hell else are we talking about?
Oh, we've got all sorts of stuff on here. Are you ready to get into the Emma Roberts thing?
Yes, let's do it.
because I got a little video for us by everybody's favorite content creator, Brett Cooper.
Yes, finally.
Okay. So,
Candace Owens.
do you know at all the basis of what's going on?
I have no idea.
Before I play it, so Emma Roberts, the niece of Julia Roberts,
Right.
actress since she was a kid, kid star,
Right.
Master of stage and screen, has been called transphobic
Oh boy.
by someone who worked with her on American Horror Story several seasons ago. A trans woman was like saying she's transphobic. She purposely misgendered me under her tongue. Like apparently somebody went up to them and was like, "Let's go, time for a break, ladies." And apparently, supposedly, Emma Roberts under her breath said, "You mean lady?"
Ooh.
So, however, there apparently is more to the story.
All right. Let's get it.
We're about to find
I did not know that she was Big Roberts.
Yeah. Everything's nepotism. All these people, nobody has earned a shit in Hollywood. Okay, these people. They're always somebody's offspring or niece or whatever, godchild.
Does it make you look at your own family and go, "Y'all failed me"?
Honestly, my man, I'm gonna get really real because I've had a couple of glasses of wine already, guys. I look at my mother like that, actually. Okay, so let me explain what's going on right now. So I think people can probably guess already that. So I am Haitian. However, I come from Haitians with money.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mother and her cousins own collectively property in Haiti.
Okay.
And so my ancestors had money. I think I've told you about some of the genealogy thing I've unlooked.
Yeah.
And so, they're certainly Haitian, because what is a rich Haitian but just another poor dude? But the thing is that, and so my cousins are wealthy as well.
Right.
And yet I grew up eating ramen. And so I don't understand what happened, but my mom, with her life trajectory, she did not choose a path of maintaining wealth or anything. She became a mega hippie and was doing this, that, and the other thing and not paying attention to anything, and basically had nothing to hand down to me and my siblings.
See, that generational wealth, man, it's so important, bro.
I actually do think it is. And sometimes when people are complaining about white people or whatever ethnicity has it better than you, one of the things that you have to realize is that usually when they have it better than you, it's because they knew, like their ancestors knew, to leave something cool for the grandkids.
That's right. Oh, we got someone new in the chat there. Wendy's, what is fight juice? Fight juice.
What up, Wendy's?
Fight juice is your
For starters, I love your baconated fries. They are utterly insane. I love them.
The breakfast nader, man.
The
awesome.
breakfast nader? I haven't had that.
Very tasty. Definitely going to push you into an early grave.
And I'm also a big Dave's Double. Dare I say it? I will take the Dave's Double over any other fast food burger.
Really? Crazy that the Burger King in the mall got shut down, right? But they suck anyway.
Oh, they were hard. For some reason, they were always out of Coca-Cola. You'd order your meal and then be like, Coke, can I have a Coke? Oh, we don't have Coke. Who doesn't have Coke? That's insane. What are you doing with it? They're probably selling it. Probably selling it on the side, and
selling the syrup.
Yeah. What is Fight Juice? Fight Juice is a collective of streamers and content creators that we bring you all the best nerd culture, game streams, all sorts of fun stuff. Right now, you're watching the Fanboy Modeling School, and that is collective between me, the Fat Mantis, and my man Steve. Real name, no gimmicks, and we just talk about all the funny topics going on in the news throughout the week.
Yes.
Welcome, Wendy's. We love you. We love what you're doing. Just don't stop.
Work. Always believe in yourself. All right.
And she also likes the Frosties. Yeah.
So your pause. This is gonna deserve a pause when I say it. Your pause game is on point. Pause. And again, Shorty looks like. Like, do you do this intentionally? Like, is it queued up this way, or is it just a guy?
I'm gonna tell you, brother. I have a sick mind.
Okay.
I have a sick mind, so yeah. Long story short. Yeah. So let's see what this white girl has to say.
I'm Brett Cooper. So, one of the most iconic actresses of my generation, Emma Roberts, has come under fire during the last week, and I am here to remove the target off of her back because this is an utterly ridiculous situation. The whole thing is just obnoxious and absurd and another form of cancel culture trying to take down a person for something they said literally years ago. But before we get into the story, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a comment section or off the clock episode. All right, so let's start off this story with the first tweet that I saw. This is from Discussing Film, but they said Angelica Ross says that Emma Roberts misgendered her and created an unwelcome working environment on the set of American Horror Story in 1984. She adds that she did not report it because one person who did speak up got repercussions for doing so. So that
real quick until we'll pause for just a real quick seconds. So Wendy's asked, what is this paused video? This is a clip from Brett Cooper's the comment section. So she's a YouTuber who watches videos or TikToks, and then she goes down the comment sections and picks out the funniest or most interesting ones about it. And so she's talking about the Emma Roberts versus Angelica Ross. Angelica Ross blaming or accusing Emma of being transphobic. However, there apparently is more to the story, and we're getting down into it. T Mizzle says, "You're gross, Mantis. I had a pumpkin frosty today." No, you're gross. Pumpkin frosties are gross. What are you talking about?
That is the story that went viral a couple of days ago. Pop Crave also posted about it. Angelica Ross says that Emma Roberts was transphobic to her on set. Now, you might be a little confused about all of this. I certainly was. I never heard of Angelica Ross before. I am not an American Horror Story fan. You guys know I'm a baby when it comes to things that are in the horror genre. So you might be wondering who even is this person? What's going on? Let me clarify a few things. So Angelica Ross is a transgender actor who is most known for being on American Horror Story. And according to AHS Wiki Fandom, Ross worked on season 9 and 10 of the show. And Ross was apparently supposed to star possibly in season 11, but that never happened. Something happened there. So just keep that in mind. Could be a motivating factor that's important to bring up later on. Now, this is what the Wiki Fandom page had to say about Ross's time on AHS, which I think provides, again, some additional context and some motivation. And they said, during the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike, Angelica Ross revealed that she was on a first position.
I'm telling you right now, this woman is Candace Owens' replacement. When the conservative talking heads are done trying to recruit black people to a conservative ideology, at least socially, this is who they're going to put in power. And you'll know when they're about to strike. Pay attention, Mantis.
It's funny that you say that.
The day that Kim Kardashian comes out publicly with a white man on her shoulder, on her arms, this shit's all going to change. Mark my words.
all the social justice, all the identity politics out the window. You guys have really been voting for white supremacists, and I do agree with that. Yes, stop voting for secret white supremacists that are Democrats. But her and Candace Owens put out shorts sometimes of them hanging out in the dressing room.
Yeah,
like when they're getting ready for their shows to do their shows, they're chatting and they're joking around with each other, and so they're BFFs.
Yeah, they grew her. There's a picture of her and Candace. I think Candace they're both in Europe or something like that. And quite literally, I thought for a second I was staring at the same person. Creep me out, bro.
Actually, if I could just praise Candace for a quick second.
Okay.
So she was on whatever podcast the other day. You know about it?
No, I didn't know.
So she showed the whatever podcast.
Yeah.
They basically are fit and fresh. They're the white version. And so she was talking to a group of OnlyFans girls who are saying, the OnlyFans girls who say they're OnlyFannings now, but when they find the right guy, they'll quit that and have a family. And Candace Owens cut it down to its basics and gave the best, most coherent explanation to these girls as to why that's a bad idea and why that's idiotic.
Okay.
And she said, no real man is going to have you. And they said, why? And she says, because you bring shame on the family. He's not going to, even if he doesn't say it to your face, he's ashamed of what you've done. He's ashamed that every other man has seen you and that you've sold those images for you. And men are naturally prideful creatures. And deep down inside, even if he is dating you, he is ashamed of you. Ooh. And she was like, please don't bring shame onto your families. And it was honestly, I do not think she was being a troll. I think she was actually being genuine the way she was talking.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I really
okay,
do.
interesting.
I thought it was really respect. I respect that because obviously that's how I feel. I'm not dating an OnlyFans chick.
Well, here's the thing, man. I can feel that vibe coming off you, man, and it touched you deeply. Pause. But I do believe that Candace Owen believes exactly 99.9% of the stuff she says, man. I think that her ad campaign, though, sometimes can be problematic for her, right? And her quick and meteoric rise to popularity. In regards to Brett, I'm telling you right now, her rise has almost matched Candace's, and in many ways has surpassed it. She really is tapped into the seeds that have now blossomed into this new socially conservative social media generation.
Basically, young people who are saying they're conservative.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and she knows how to galvanize them too, man.
And I'm saying, like, here's what I'm saying. Brett is not my she's not my type. Off the bat, I don't fantasize about Brett or whatever. However, I do think that she's classy and she's pretty and she's together, and I think people are going to choose that over what the left is pitching.
So here's the thing, man. And before we get back into the video, the only problem with that is that Catch Me Outside girl made $55 million in OnlyFans. So we gotta juxtapose that. She made $55 million in her first day. That means it was $55 million worth of Herberts sitting around waiting until she turned 18.
That is disgusting beyond belief. I have no words for how disgusting that is.
Yo, that shit is wild. Play the video.
A 7-year contract with FX. This meant that as a series regular, she could not work elsewhere without the network's approval. Filming season 10 of AHS, she was told that she would return for season 11, but this did not happen. Meanwhile, she had to turn down a proposal from Marvel because FX stalled in releasing her. And
so the trans girl, Angelica Ross, was up for a Marvel role, undisclosed. Nobody knows who it is.
Right.
And she couldn't do it because she was on retainer from FX.
Yeah, and a predatory contract.
Yeah, and then once she loses the Marvel gig, they then eventually in FX are like, "Oh, we can't use you for a season.
We good.
We good." Oh,
that actually is a very
that is
valid
horrible. I
complaint
see
that
why
happens
she's
in this
pissed.
industry a
I see
lot. I
why
have a
she's
very good
fucking
friend that just went through that recently. It's heartbreaking because you think you're going to have this job, but then you don't, and then if you're released, it's just awful. Anyway, that actually is a valid concern. But then they go on and they say in September of 2023, Angelica Ross expressed that she felt powerless and silenced on the set of AHS. A crew member wore a racist t-shirt, making the set uncomfortable, but only Ross spoke up and locked herself in the van, stopping filming until the man had changed. A move she likened to Emma Roberts' white privilege, whom she is...
So wait, but one question that I don't like is that she does not explain, Angelica Ross does not explain what was the racist shirt.
Right. What
how racist could it be, honestly? Like, is this kid wearing a swastika as a boom mic operator? I doubt it.
Does he have some type of blackface monkey-esque character on his shirt?
And who would not speak up about that? So I'm wondering what was the racist. I need to see what it is to judge what it is.
It's either something that was so racist that people were completely or it was a Mickey Mouse shirt. It's just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a Ben Shapiro shirt or something. It's just like a white supremacist.
is used as an example of entitlement. So Ross literally locked themselves inside of a van for protection until a crew member changed their shirt. And in general, it seems like this person just does not have a lot of fondness for the American Horror Story production.
Right.
Again, things to keep in mind. Seems like there is
Reasons
possibly
to be
some
bitter.
bitterness and probably a bone to pick with the production and people involved, like Emma Roberts. But anyway, back to the story. Ross revealed this information, this expose about Emma Roberts on a live stream. This was not some accidental slip up in an interview that the journalist ran with, or Ross giving some, TED talk on gender relations in Hollywood. Ross just blasted her on Instagram.
I'm standing in front of Emma, talking to her like this, and she's in front of me, her back against the mirror.
Why are we playing pretend on Instagram Lives? Why are you talking to yourself into a mirror? Why do you only have 200 viewers? What's going on? The entire thing.
Yo, that was the most fucked up privileged shade shit I've ever seen.
That was, man. That absolutely was. I was like,
We don't have 200 people in here, man. Like, she's dissing us. She's saying, why do you only have 200 people in your live stream? Damn.
And that's the perfect face. Yet pause again for the type of person that would make that type of comment, man. I thought that Ross was giving an incredibly descriptive breakdown of what happened. Right? You want to be pulled into the scene, don't you, Mantis? You want to know, like, where was Emma standing? Was your back to the camera?
Yeah, I don't care where people were standing. I just want the meet. I just want the meat. Someone's like, yeah, she was standing here, and I was standing here. And I'm like, bitch, what did she say to you? What did she say that was racist or transphobic? And so that's what I want to hear. And she just needs to get on with it. But, that's women for you. So. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's continue with this.
Thing is just very weird. We haven't even heard
Candace
the
on my
end of
bad
it
side
yet.
because her and Matt Walsh
goes,
lied about who created the L.
John, Angelica's being mean. And he goes, and I know she's being, she's not being for real. She's just being whatever. And John is like, okay, ladies, that's enough. Let's, get back to work. And she then looks at me and she goes, don't you mean lady?
She's got 204.
And she turns around like this and covers her mouth and goes back here, but can't see. I'm looking at her dead ass in the camera like, what the fuck did you just say?
Oof.
And I'm standing there looking her dead ass in the damn thing, and I'm like trying to process the fuck she just said. And I'm standing there, and she walked away. My blood is boiling. If I say something, it's gonna be me. That's the problem. And I know this because there was someone who spoke up about what she was doing, and they got repercussions from it. Not her, they did.
We don't have details about that, by the way. That's just one person saying this. It's hearsay, basically.
So when I saw that happening, I was just like,
213.
Once again, what is another number that we wish we had?
the entire
Hey, Miss Hippie, what up? Welcome in.
So we had scenes together, and I never spoke to her. She said to me, she could feel the energy coming off of me. She was like, are you okay? You haven't been talking. I'm like, because, bitch, don't play me. You've been playing mind games with everybody.
Do you think that anyone would ever be so blatant in Hollywood, like on a set?
Okay, so here I got to play devil's advocate. Yes. You know why? Because there's a certain level of accountability that comes with being liberal. Did I ever tell you about the time that I had a white liberal so comfortable in being liberal that when I put a video up about Candace Owens and asking people if they thought that she was problematic or is she right some of the times, that was the general theme. This person came out and said, she's a straight up Uncle Tom. And then I'm like,
it was a white dude. It was a white
It was a
person.
white
right?
dude.
That
I was
is
like, hey, hold
fucking crazy.
I'm like, hold up for a second. Aren't you breaking your own rules right now? Like, I hope you don't run for office or anything like that. You do realize that according to your concept of spaces, you are not invited into this space to call anyone an Uncle Tom. But to my dismay, so many black people came to defend this dude when I came at his neck.
Okay, so that second part, I do not understand what's going on there right now. I'd have to know more about like these people and what their motivations are. I will say that we live in an insane situation where white allies have the audacity to call people like Young Ripper a white supremacist. They call Young Ripper, who's a Texan black man, he fucking knows how fucking racist the world can be, right, more than a lot of people living down in Texas, and somehow he's the white supremacist because he has libertarian views. And white people feel comfortable saying this.
So, and that's what I'm saying. To answer your question, yes, I can see how on the set of an extremely socially progressive show, right, that someone felt comfortable enough to make a joke like that and didn't realize they were stepping over a boundary. Does that excuse it? Absolutely not. But I guarantee she felt that comfortable. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
I mean, Emma's kind of. Emma's a princess. Emma's absolutely a princess. Miss Hippie says, yes, we are living in a cancel culture.
Indeed.
Yes,
Indeed.
we are canceling each other. I'm about to cancel you, Miss Hippie, said DT Tubbs. What is that about? Until no one is left, it makes no sense. Absolutely, yo. An eye for an eye leaves us all blind. That's my.
Oh, snap, son.
Bring that wisdom.
Dropping that knowledge.
Everybody's been waiting for the moment that you would get me.
Okay, we're stopping there. That's where the clip cuts. Again, why are we on live stream talking about this? What brought it up? Why do you feel the need to
Because it was
discuss
years ago,
this right now? Also,
supposedly.
based on how you told the story, that Emma is like joking around, oh, she's being mean to me. Like, okay, I'm on set right now. I'm shooting a series. We laugh, we joke all the time. We're like going back and forth between our characters and like our real life personalities. We're making jokes. It's a very intense environment. You get to know these people very, very well. She's making a joke. You were probably bantering, oh, she's being mean to me. And then this covering her mouth was probably like oop, just made a joke. Just one lady. She was not like coming after you or viciously attacking you. You yourself said that she was not being serious and that it was a joke. And then,
Yo, let me ask you a question, man. And this is, you're depending on your level of comfortability. If Ross would have put hands on her, how do you think that story would have played out?
Ooh. No, obviously that would have been freaking horrible. What I'm not loving right now is Brett is. She is saying, why don't you just calm down? It was just a joke. And that is not a cool way to ever do the thing. No. You can either condemn or defend, but she's defending the thing and she's like, it was just one comment. No, it's not just one fucking comment. And that's not appropriate if she did say it.
Bro, here's the thing, and this is what I've said before on this show. This is the danger with this whole social commentary thing, man. Because when people don't take hard stances on something, then it's just left to this ambiguous description and my response to it, right? And if I have enough public sway, I can sway people to whatever side I want. Here's the thing, right? If Shorty said that shit, forget political leanings aside. If Shorty said that shit, she said it, and she should be held accountable, whatever that looks like. I don't even know if there is a level of accountability here. If she didn't say it, we move the fuck on. But you can't say, how do you know she wasn't joking? Okay. Now remember, that's the standard you set. Right?
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. So she's obviously it's clear, and the problem here is that Brett Cooper, it's obvious who Brett Cooper is on the side of. Yeah. As she does her thing. So it's not,
you chose not to speak to her for the rest of filming and the rest of the production. Now, guys, an important note that I think you will find entertaining is that all of this happened 4 years ago when Ross and Roberts were on the show together. And it's incredibly ironic because that season of American Horror Story was American Horror Story 1984, aka American Horror Story's retelling of Orwell's dystopian novel 1984.
You ever heard of it?
Which
Thoughts,
was
please? Anybody? Wrong speak? Like, I'm sure you guys are catching on. Angelica? I don't know if the self-awareness is there, but it is incredibly ironic. Anyway,
it is ironic, but that was a great season.
About Roberts went viral, and the internet came after Emma hard. And remember, guys, this interaction happened when the show was in production. So this would have been, 2018, 2019. 5 years ago, these topics were not as polarized. But Emma is facing the wrath of a 2023 audience. Now, the same day that this story went viral, that the clip started getting, millions and millions of views, Emma called Ross
if only we
to
had
apologize privately. This is a very appropriate and kind course of action to address the person who believes that you have wronged them, work it out privately, figure it out. And obviously, based on what Ross said on that live stream, Emma had already tried to do that on the set of American Horror Story, saying something's wrong, like, are you okay? What's going on? Like, Emma seems to have done all the right things here. But I don't think that Ross
That is a valid point. When she said, why aren't you talking to me, everything all right? That's the time to talk about it. And, maybe she didn't understand what she was doing. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? But
man, thing about this, man, is, and I say this with the utmost respect, right? Between this situation, this whole shit sounds pretty catty to me. Now, someone's going to take that the wrong way. Like, are you downplaying this thing? Do you not know how important it is? No, I'm not saying that the situation wasn't important. I'm saying the report on it is like catty. I'm saying the response on IG is catty.
I am saying the story is catty. I'm
100%.
actually doing that thing.
100%.
I'm diving in there and saying that.
Yeah, it's the whole thing just reeks of like, who gives a fuck, right? Like,
Right. No, absolutely. Now, I do what I don't fucking respect about it is that Angelica Ross dropped this a day before the premiere of the new season of American Horror Story that stars Emma Roberts. So she purposely did it to assassinate credibility.
I that wouldn't surprise me at all, man. Clout chasing is the way you stay relevant, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
However, I will not resort to such tactics.
If you ever make it successful, I'm gonna be like, man, this motherfucking Mantis. I bet you didn't know that motherfucker was a Buddhist. like some jaded shit. But again, so can we be pragmatic about this, right, man? You and I, right? Political leanings aside, you're not listening to this and going, where are all the men in this situation?
Well, there is a man, Angelica Ross.
Woo!
Oh, smoke was blown, bitches. And so, well, we all know how I stand on the situation, right?
It's hard to recover after that.
We all know how I stand on the situation, and of course, I believe those people should be treated as humans and have full rights and love and respect. And I do not deny their humanity or anything like that.
Nope.
I just personally, maybe this is why I put this in our sack of issues right now. I do not believe that we should destroy someone's livelihood because they don't believe that this person is who they imagine themselves to be.
Here's the thing, man. Consequences are consequences, but let's look at the intent and then let's look at what came after that. So if she reached out to you, and let's just assume that it was a sincere, like, hey, I did not know I hurt you type of deal. And some people are going to say, well, she only reached out because it's coming out right before the show. Well, she didn't know there was an issue until it got aired out right before the premiere of her show, right? So if she came to you and like, yo, I'm sorry, my bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever level of apology is required, I'm apt to forgive people. I mean, not forget, and I won't allow you to disrespect me twice, you know what I'm saying? But like, I usually will be like, look, man, this is the issue. But to be honest with you, I'm not even gonna wait for you to ask me what the issue is. Be like, hey, by the way,
yeah, you wouldn't. But however, I'm saying in another situation, let's say I'm Emma, or whatever. If I was like, yo, you haven't been talking to me for a while. Is everything cool? Are we cool? I would expect that person to be like, yo, you misgendered me the other day, and I'd be like, oh. I'm sorry. That's wrong. That was rude of me. I'm sorry. Let's put this upon him. However, she opted out. Angelica Ross decided to keep the beef going to be dramatic for the sake of being dramatic, so she could use this later on, I feel.
Man, and here's the sad thing, man. And right, like, so let me assume the side, and everyone knows where I stand on this, right? There's no quicker way to hurt your cause than to make it a public spectacle, right? So let's say, for instance, there is a person who was genuinely misgendered in the workplace, right? This type of stuff lends credence to the fact of like, oh, you're just being opportunistic. Doesn't mean I agree with that response, right? You and I are both being very pragmatic while watching this video. But if you are being opportunistic and it has nothing to do with you being misgendered, don't you mute the voices of the people in your own movement? Do you understand what I'm saying, bro?
Right.
Like you make it not count because you just spread it everywhere, man.
And apologies to anyone who was offended about what I'm about to say, but I'm going to be real. And so ultimately, I believe that within the trans activist movement, there are too many cryings of wolves. To the point where like small things become massive destructive things. And I would give an example. The writer of one of the greatest novel series, Harry Potter.
Oh, yes.
Suffered that for a reporter asking her, will you say that trans women are women? And she said, no, I will not. She has had constant for years attacks by people. Is literally insane.
And you know what the crazy thing is? I think what really angers them about that is that they haven't been able to successfully cancel J.K. Rowling. That's who we're referring to right now. They have not been able to successfully put an end to it, right? You know, for all the public outcries and calling the consumers of the Hogwarts game, for God's sake, bigots and stuff like that. Had it ever occurred to you that you have to take the totality of what a person is and who a person is? And like the question being asked, like, if I ask someone from the LGBTQ community, hey, do you believe in Jesus? And they say, no, I don't believe that there's a God. Can I then in turn go out and have them completely socially ostracized? No.
Right, and have their job taken away from them or whatever.
No. I mean, and people would say, well, a few decades ago you could. Yeah, a few decades ago, you know what I'm saying? Until there was a whole rally to remove prayer from school. That ship has sailed, man. There is no consequence for anything else other than this, right? I even think this outweighs being called a racist at this point. I think the racist like accusation, that shit's losing power. Pretty soon it's not even gonna matter if someone calls you that. This outweighs.
I don't think it matters now when people are like, you're a racist. I'm like, yeah, and yeah, I'm from New York. What the fuck do you think? Which, by the way, guys who are not from New York is one of the most racist places on earth.
Bro, come on, man. I'm talking about that palatable racism, the type of shit we grew up in, man. Yo, I'll never forget. I was on the train with Zeus and 4 Italian cops pulled him off the train. You like, bro, I can't even say what they said to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, pulled him off the train, and I was just like, wow. Oh, you're probably wondering why they didn't get me? Because I was faking being asleep.
Oh, that worked.
Sometimes.
I have tried that so many times. I've never been able to pull that off.
All right, let's finish this.
Yo, wait, hold on, real quick. Have you heard about what's going on in Baton Rouge right now?
No, what's going on?
This wasn't a prepared story, but this just was in the news. Cops down in Baton Rouge had a warehouse in like the boonies where they would take troublesome people off the books, no body cams, to fuck them up. They'd blindfold them, bring them to a warehouse, and fucking beat the shit out of them, and then cut them loose.
Does not surprise me.
Doesn't surprise me at fucking all. Which is why a lot of people are like, yo, I mailed off to the cops. No, motherfucker. I am very respectful to cops because I do not want to end up in that warehouse.
Oh, come on, man. The Boo Bob committee and the cops is real in every state across this.
Of course. It doesn't have to be Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge just got caught. I'm saying they all have it. I don't want to end up in it. So when a cop says something, I say, yes, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Yes. I was just taking food to my ailing grandmother, sir.
You using words I can't understand, boy. Bro, I'll never forget, man. I'll never forget being on the north side of Chicago as a kid, man. And Rolling Stones. Yo, the cops over there are ruthless, man. And Rolling Stones is playing on top of a fucking theater or some shit, or in front of a theater, something crazy, bro. And I'm there with my friends, just 3 young black punk nerds, man. We're walking down, just looking at the crowd, not doing anything.
And by the way, they hate black like punk rockers because they're like they don't know where to classify them. So like, just looking at you pisses me off.
Bro, one of the cops came up behind me. He was I think a Gaelic descent, and put his hand behind my neck like, what the fuck y'all doing here? And yo, in my mind, I laugh at it now. I'm like, man, this motherfucker was really wound up pretty tight. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Round tight, bro. You round tight.
Anyway, man, let's let this young.
Yo, real quick. Mississippi says accountability, calling each other out, learning and understanding from each other. People be too sensitive and want to cry over a scraped knee. Stop crying. Get up. And out a damn Band-Aid. Yeah, no, I feel that there is too much about this feelings, my feelings, this, that, and the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, let me tell you, the
I
greatest,
concur.
the greatest generation when they had to freaking fight the Nazis. There wasn't any whining and crying about me and my feelings and whether I feel protected in this open space or whatever the fuck you people are going on about. Or there weren't Band-Aids.
Yeah, because they were dealing with real physical threats of violence. The only whining on that beach that day was like, God damn, I was hoping to bring this arm home with me from the war.
You lose an arm, you're like, oh, that's mine. Oh, fuck. My woman is going to be pissed.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Hippie says if
For
Mantis
this to
had
be
feelings,
a
they'd be hurt.
privately handled
What
matter.
did she say?
Hippie said if Mantis had feelings, they'd be hurt.
If I had feelings, but thank God my father beat them out of me as a child. So
Oh, yeah, this makes me think of that movie. Remember Equilibrium, where they were like not supposed to be feeling, but clearly Tay Diggs and the main bad were feeling like a motherfucker.
yeah, and it's like,
Are you playing with me, Cleric?
Cleric. That's a great movie. I love that movie. If you're looking different north side and you think you're gonna get robbed someone.
Only knows. Man. These
Matter
pauses.
because Ross is now thriving with all of this newfound attention, and then went back to social media to post this. And guys, the only reason that we know that Emma Roberts called to apologize privately is because Angelica Ross posted about it. Here's the tweet. Thank you, Roberts Emma, for calling and apologizing. Recognizing your behavior was not that of an ally. I will leave the line open to follow up on your desire to do better and support social justice causes with your platform.
That is
so apparently,
gross. That
unless
is
Emma posts.
And you call someone, posts about it, and then like, no, this is the problem with bending the knee, man. Don't ever fucking bend the knee when you get canceled, because now you're subservient to these fucking people.
Yeah, look at the Goya guy. They didn't stop making those fucking beans, man. He didn't apologize for shit.
Never stop making the beans. Never stop making the beans.
Absolutely.
You know, a crying video or a notes app apology on her Instagram, puts her pronouns in her bio and a link to a litany of, social justice causes. Her apology is not real. It's not good enough. Even though she reached out to you, is trying to make amends and figure out what she did, that's not enough, and you're going to put her on blast yet again. Now, considering that Emma did not go on a full-scale apology press tour, thankfully, Ross decided to do it for her, and then literally went to Vanity Fair to talk about the situation and how Ross is now done with Hollywood.
Man,
the article
bitches.
reads, Pose star Angelica Ross is over.
And when I say bitches, I mean that dude Angelica Ross.
We're gonna smoke.
Hollywood. In a bridge-burning interview, the Pose and American Horror Story star explains how and why she decided to air her alleged experiences with Ryan Murphy and Emma Roberts. Now, I'm going to spare you the very long read, but the short story is Ross wanted to do a black female-led version of American Horror Story, a black female-led season of American Horror Story. And this was pitched to the very famous showrunner Ryan Murphy back in the summer of 2020, but Ryan Murphy did not end up pursuing that idea. Now, my personal take is that Ross felt slighted by Ryan Murphy in 2020, was planning on leaving Hollywood anyway, and wanted to take down some people on the way.
She's not telling the whole story. So here's what happened. Angelica Ross was like, you should do, she pitched to Ryan Murphy, you should do an all-black American Horror Story, all-black female American Horror Story. And he was into the idea. However, she demanded all sorts of things from him, particularly a producing credit. Okay. When he wasn't willing, and he's like, well, I'm the sole producer of American Horror Story. And so he didn't call her back. Apparently he was like not calling. Basically the way you do it in Hollywood, you just don't call the motherfucker back, which is...
listen to this dial tone.
Yeah, that's worse than like rejecting someone. Just not calling them back is a fucked up way of doing it. And so, however, that is when Angelica Ross got slighted and got pissed. And actually, the remnants of that idea for that season ended up in a show you've seen, American Horror Stories, with in the Bloody Mary episode.
Right.
That was going to be a full season.
Okay.
Yeah, that was going to be a full season, and so they put the rejected ideas into that series into one episode. But it was supposed to be a full season of stuff going on. And so he didn't want to do it because Angelica Ross had a power trip and wanted all these things.
Right. And here's the crazy thing, man. When you got nothing to bargain with, you got nothing to win with, bro. And so if they decide to cut that shit off, man, hey, listen, we'll never get another season of Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles, right? So fucking
Yeah, I mean, that is the real tragedy. Not this Angelica Ross crap.
Way out. Like, I'm sorry that Ryan Murphy did not like your idea and didn't pursue it, but that's just how Hollywood works. That's how the world works. You don't get your way all the time.
It's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business.
I doubt that.
Not all of your ideas get published or produced or created. Like in Hollywood, you hear no 10 times, 100 times more than you hear yes. Your job is basically to put yourself out there emotionally, whether you're an actor or a writer, get told no and go back and try again. That's literally what we get paid to do in a lot of ways. Now, again, I'm sparing you the entire article, but Popbase posted an excerpt from the article where Ross is talking about that phone call with Roberts and shared part of what was said. And Ross said that Emma said, "I see in hindsight what I did and how stupid that was. I'm an ally." And I was like, "No, you're not. You can't call yourself an ally. Allyship is an action. You need to be real with me in this conversation." And then Ross still wasn't done. Because Ross then went to the Hollywood Reporter. Press tour is not over, not ready to finish milking this yet. Here's the other article. Angelica Ross spills all over Emma Roberts, Ryan Murphy, and Hollywood Future. This is not my first time at the rodeo. Now, for some reason, and this is very sad because I like Emma Roberts as an actress, a corner of the internet just takes issue with literally every single thing she does. Like, if you've watched me for a while, you know that this summer I did an episode about how she was basically canceled for doing an advertisement about real cow's milk, and she was called an animal abuser because she wasn't promoting vegan milk instead. And this went on for
Yeah,
days.
she was.
That episode I did got so many views.
She
because
did a
people were
milk
so
commercial.
angry about it, about Emma Roberts drinking milk. I mean, come on, like milk is healthy. It's good for you, just like Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
Oh,
are
yeah,
good for you.
she's
Now, living
one of
healthy
the queen
lifestyle can be
bees.
challenging when you are always on the go. You need simple, manageable.
Okay, we're
routines
not going to
and-
let her advertise on our show. But that's pretty much the gist of it. Drama back and forth.
bro.
And so you've been so good. I see you're falling asleep. You're done. You're like, these white bitches. And when I say white bitches, I mean Angelica Ross, who's really a man. But you've been good.
Yeah.
So you know what our next topic's going to be?
Wait, I just want you to clean that shit up. You've been good shit. That sounds like some fucking cuck subservient fucking shit, motherfucker. Like-
No, so let me clean. Let me clear that up. You sat through a segment that matters to me.
No, but here's the thing, man. This conversation, Mantis, I'm telling you, tonight has been all, you're not paying attention, man. The gold bars, right? Bob Menendez, AOC, it's all a part of the grand plan, bro. These are the
I
signs.
must not be paying attention, but how is it?
These are the signs that it's all coming to an end. I'm telling you, man, invest in gold bars, get fresh drinking water. This is it. This is it, bro.
Wow, I didn't know that was going that way. Okay.
Because it does, like, you think this is bad, right? We're about to watch a segment about two rich black people shitting on each other, proving that you can ascend to any height in showbiz to the point where we got black millionaires airing each other out on the fucking internet. That's right, folks. I'm talking about Scooper, controversial YouTuber, $5 million in debt to Cardi B, Tasha K, who I have to say, man, I'm going to give Tasha K, not that it matters from a guy like me to her and her status in life, I'm going to give her all the props in the world, man. She is an extremely talented woman. I know it's hard to miss when someone does scoops and they do hot takes and stuff like that, but Mantis, she is a master on this microphone, without a shadow of a doubt. And she's about to go after Joe Budden's neck. It's crazy. Absolutely nuts, man.
No, absolutely. Sorry. I'm doing the thing.
Do a thing.
Tasha K with Adam 22.
Everyone's favorite wife swapper.
I don't know if he's my favorite. He's my second favorite.
Who's your first favorite?
I'm kidding.
Yo, talking about surviving some shit, man. Like Adam 22 monetized, not that people haven't been doing this for quite some time, monetized his, being humiliated. We were talking about how his podcast was on its last legs after AD, T-Rail, and all these guys left. Boom. Jason Love slides up in there. He's back in here like swimwear, baby. You can't stop this, man. You cannot stop him.
Yo, so you know my take. My take. I had a very opposite take than you from about this whole situation, and I believe that if it hasn't caught up to him now, it will catch up to him later. He will eventually have a nervous breakdown or some sort of issues with the fact that he's monetized every aspect of his life, including his wife getting railed by porn stars. And you're like, no, they're winning. Look at them winning. And I'm like, no, they are going to lose their mind.
That's not what I said. I said that I think in this climate, they may never, ever really lose anything because everything's permissible. That's what I said. I said
I believe it's going to mentally catch up with him.
Mentally, maybe. Socially, he'll still be rich.
Honestly, he'll probably have breakdowns behind closed doors. No one will see it, but there are days that he's going to have things where he's like, my wife fucked a dude with a big cock. Shit like that. Yeah, he might even talk to his kids about it.
There might not be any doors left if he's inside Lana's vagina because Jason Love definitely knocked down all those walls, and there's nothing structurally sound left about it, bro.
I just don't understand how he thinks he can keep doing a podcast about like hip hop and the meaning of hip hop when he does this, because I don't respect him. And I was surprised that you sent me a video from him, because I wouldn't watch any of his content anymore. Neither would I for Sneeko, because they're fucking losers.
But see, I scour the internet for the show's sake and just conversational stuff. But again, pay attention to the signs. Do you know what Adam 22's last name is?
22?
No, Grand Mason.
What?
Yeah, it's either Grand Mason or Mason. That's his last name. Do you know that his family has tight ties to the Clintons?
I didn't, but I'm not surprised that this this perv is living the dream. Some Illuminati prick. Fuck him. But well, let's see what he has to say. Mr. I'm so relevant in the hip hop game. By the way, my wife just got blasted. I just can't look at him the same. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm an ass.
It's the ultimate
I
ally.
respected Joe Budden, and he's like a huge inspiration for me content-wise. And then the way he did me dirty in that situation, just because he was salty because I fucking massacred him on his own podcast.
Damn.
That hurt.
You did that?
That's kind of when I realized, like, oh, that's why everybody hates him in the industry.
Yeah, he's good at what he does, though.
Yeah.
I just did his podcast.
Did you?
He had all of them come at me. But when I left the room, they all submitted and said they were winos.
That whole room together don't equal up to 1,000.
They was like, you're tearing down the black community. I said, oh, yeah? The black community said the same thing about you, too, Joe.
Yeah.
I said, when you supposedly kicked the girlfriend ribs out and the baby out of stomach and shit like that. I mean, that's it.
You said that?
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Whoa.
He probably edited that shit out.
Wait, real quick.
You edited that out?
What is she referring to?
So
Kick
Joe
the
Budden-
baby out of a woman's stomach?
I mean, obviously she's being her southern self right now, but
Right,
Joe Budden
exactly.
has been caught up in controversy in regards to his ex. So I believe he was on Love and Hip Hop with, or he did some type of reality therapy show. I don't know. It's all the same shit to me. And she has come out and said that Joe Budden was quite abusive, and I mean like some like monster shit. And there have been other allegations, and one of those allegations from the girlfriend was that, she miscarried, I believe, as it goes.
That's fucking horrible.
Allegedly.
It is a legend. It is a legend. It is a legend.
I can't prove it, and that doesn't make it horrible. Not horrible, man. Hit it. And this is what I'm saying. So we went from Brett, and that's what I'm saying. You don't have to apologize for that. I sat through that because I was interested. This shit is on the same level, but on the other side of the internet.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Ad is eventually going to do what Zerka told him to do, says DT Dubs.
What did he tell him to do? What did he tell?
Yeah, Mantis, how did you not know this?
I'm talking about Joe Budden and the abuse.
I just didn't. We all have blank spots, right?
I edited that shit out, but I was just like, we're not going to do this because you notice I didn't report on that because I knew it was bullshit. Like, if you really kicked the baby out that girl's stomach, she wouldn't have went back as many times as she did. She wouldn't have taken money to go back.
But that's the standard? Is if
You
a
know
girl
what I'm
goes
saying?
back, then it didn't happen?
No. She got paid to go back. Love and Hip Hop.
Really?
Yeah. So, the thing about it is, like, I want to protect our black women, and I don't think they should be getting, beat or hands. But, New York.
So let me make it uncomfortable, right? Just in case you thought Mantis was the only one that was going to jump out the window. So, using the same standards from the previous conversation, accusations that happened years ago or happened in the past coming to the light now, right? Even to the point where Vivica Fox and those other women from that show on the Fox that I don't know the name of, no disrespect to them, they jumped on Joe Budden, right? Now, again, everyone's got to pass. I got to pass. I'm not fucking proud of it all, but this shit came out after the bag, right? And I'm not saying that you can't be in a precarious place where you seek money so much that you just completely forget about trauma. It has happened to people. We know this, right? But today's standards, just like with the Brett shit we were just talking about before, the allegations come out publicly, there's views, there's clicks, and it just completely muddles the entire conversation. And the problem that Tasha K is having right now is that she did an interview with Joe Budden, and that's what she's referring to, that did not air, right? And this may or may not have something to do with Cardi B calling out Joe Budden for saying, you know, you don't like me, because he's covered her kind of negatively lately in regards to her music and stuff like that. And then he said,
it's probably because her music sucks.
Hey, there you go. So Joe Budden may or may not allegedly have pulled this interview because he didn't want to come out, and, you know, with the whole thing with Tasha K and Cardi B looking like he's shitting on Cardi B again. But what this woman is about to do, she is the wrong type of enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is Wendy Williams on steroids. In fact, she's not Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams once used to be her. Tasha K has motherfuckers on the payroll sending her all types of information about you if you are a celebrity. She's gonna call it out, bro. Like, let it rock. It's hard. Shit's hard.
Girls, they the type, they want to hit you upside the head and shit. You know what I'm saying? And when you hitting somebody that's an ex-crackhead upside the head like Joe Budden,
right?
You know what I'm saying? He liable to snap. And so back then, he was on that Molly real hard.
Yeah, he was like an E-tard, not a
you
crackhead.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
He was an E-tard.
You hit a motherfucker
We know what
influence,
E-tard
bitch.
is.
He not going to remember knocking your ass out.
Actually, he's most of the Love and Hip Hop I've
Zerka
watched
told
throughout
him
my
to
career.
do.
And that is the
Oh, right, we
fascinating
did
thing
an
that's kind of
episode
bizarre
on
in the way
it.
he did
Real quick. That's right. Zerka told him to do self deletion. We literally did an episode. It was a segment
That's
on
the
there.
coldest shit anyone's ever said.
Yeah, remember, I was blown away. I was like, "What the fuck did he just say?" I didn't even realize it was real.
Yo, he literally is like, "Bro, do us a favor, get it done." And I'm like, "God damn." So, how do you feel hearing all this stuff about what, you know, her airing out Joe Budden? Do you think this is the worst of it, or do you think it's gonna get worse?
No, this isn't the worst of it. I'm expecting some real bombshells, and I paid for it. So
moving and trying to guess exactly what drugs he was on at that time. Yeah.
And then you fighting a motherfucker. That's like getting into a street fight with a crackhead out here in LA.
Right.
You liable to get your motherfucking ass whooped.
And that's what I found out when I went on this fucking Amazon show. Is like, what am I doing trusting this crackhead? And it's crazy though, because I had multiple very, very respected people in the industry tell me don't go do content with Joe right now,
But
because he has no decency.
I love Joe.
I found out the hard way.
I love Joe. I just
used
think
to.
as broadcasters, we take it personal when our names are in the title.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, whoa. I do the news just like you, so what the fuck are we talking about?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But I knew they
But I saw Joe Budden saying that my channel is irrelevant. Last time I checked, we did like 50 million views last month. His channel got 10 million. So what are we talking about? I'm irrelevant. I'm 5 times your ass.
Shots fired.
And that's the Clips channel and the main channel.
but like, that is some petty shit. That is some petty shit.
Yeah.
You only got
10 million.
10 million. I mean, come
50.
on, yo.
I got 50 million. And yo, and the crazy thing is, like, this is Adam's show, man. And I think sometimes you got to know when you're being finessed. And Tasha K, in my opinion, my humble opinion, examining this shit, is working on many levels. I watched most of the beginning of this interview, and she's such a good interviewer that she took the show directly where she wanted to go, right? Because you can't just go on someone's show and talk shit about someone. But if you go on someone's show and talk shit about someone, and you can get the motherfucker who's supposed to be interviewing you to start airing shit out too.
Well, she knew that everyone knew that since he said he was irrelevant, Adam 22 is always ready to talk about Joe Budden.
Yo, he's already, he'll go at any of his former friends, anyone. Kick it. Go ahead.
I don't know. I just don't
you
know.
have been doing this longer though.
But I don't.
You know what the problem is? Wait, hold on. You know what the problem is? and this is what people need to fucking learn about this shit. He is obviously affected emotionally by the fact that he was called irrelevant.
Yeah.
And you need to act like it means nothing to you.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
But he's making it obvious that he's personally hurt, which is why he's eventually going to have a breakdown when he realizes he sold his wife and kids out.
Until he opens the walls and finds all the gold bars. And he's like, I made it.
I'm just saying, like, he clearly is an emotional guy. He clearly cares what people think of him. And so he is making it obvious that the problem, if Joe Budden didn't win by saying that. What happened? He won as soon as you cared that he said it.
Yeah, because here's the deal, right? And I get it, man. You want to clap back if someone claps at you, man. But the fact of the matter is, bro, you're right. You're punching at the level that Joe wants it to be, man. And people already call you a clout chaser. They call you socially irrelevant because you have to do weird, extreme things to stay popping. You know what I'm saying? No one was, after all those guys left, man, his channel was on fucking, that shit was on life support. It was on life support for a bigger channel. And this is what he has to do to stay relevant.
So, in my opinion, everyone, even the big dogs, have to do crazy shit to stay relevant. No one is just relevant, whatever. Like, for instance, look at the stunt Taylor Swift is doing right now. She's dating a football player. It's probably not even real.
Right.
Travis Kelce from the Kansas City Chiefs. She went to the game to make sure people saw her, so people talk about it, and that's all people talk about. People talk about it on ESPN now. Yeah, Taylor Swift was at the game because that's a move.
Yeah,
to stay relevant. Everyone needs to stay relevant. So it's not horrible what he's doing. I'm just saying you could tell he needs. Here's what I'm saying. He needs a hug, but I'm not giving him one because he probably has a disease. But what I'm saying is, when someone who is coming for you comes at you, the first thing you need to do when people ask you about it, you need to say, who? Adam 22? Never heard of him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he should in this somehow work it in this interview. He's like, Joe Budden talk shit about me? I don't even remember that.
I'm like, Joe, pump it up guy?
What? Who? You know what I mean? However, he's making it clear he cares.
And he's getting finessed right now. Tasha K is lining him up. She's like throwing jabs and letting Adam step right in front of return punches, man.
Yeah, he's being like, she's working him, but it's his podcast. He should be working her, but it's going the opposite way. Let's see what this guy does.
Right. He's been fucking hanging out with Tahiri on YouTube since 2005.
Yeah, but I'm talking about doing. You've
She's
been
getting him to open up
for years.
Yeah, and I was like a fan of him for the majority. Yeah. Like way before 2015, I started doing it. He's been doing it way longer. I was watching his shit when I started it.
Yeah. So
anyway,
but shots fired. I stay out of men business.
Yeah.
Right. See what she just did there?
I do.
See what she just did.
Whatever. I mean,
I had a really good time on his podcast, and they didn't shy away from nothing, and I like that because you know I can hold my own, and you know they all had their perceptions because when you type my name in the search engine, it gives nothing but bad shit.
Right.
So for them to really get to know me, because I normally don't do interviews.
Well,
she's
from
good.
My experience
She's
going
fucking
on their
good.
show. They don't tend to do a lot of research, and they don't really come prepared.
See, look at this motherfucker.
They didn't really come prepared for you.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, real quick. RM, welcome to the chat. Always a pleasure. RM says, I heard Travis Kelce usually dates stacked black ladies. It's sus that he would be interested. So, okay. So, here's the deal. Here's what you all need to know and quote me on this fucking shit.
Quote him.
Taylor Swift is not really with Travis Kelce. She is publicly with him. That is something their producers or their managers or whatever organized because they wanted Taylor Swift to be talked about in sports circles. They wanted to expand her brand. Truth is, she is in a secret actual romance, and she can't talk about it, with Matt Healy, the lead singer of the 1975. And a lot of people were like, that's crazy. That's not true. I have pseudo evidence, I have a conspiracy theory, because they've been spotted in weird places together.
Okay.
And so, however, he's not good for the brand.
Right.
However, a football player, it's football season. She did it just in time for football season. How
Interesting. Yo,
Convenient.
problem with that is, man, Usher's going to be singing at the Super Bowl in 2024.
I love his track "Good Good," so I'm there for it. I love Good Good. Yeah. I'm ready to see Usher. I love Usher. I love the fact that he gave strippers Usher bucks instead of real cash.
Yeah, you gotta give him the Usher bucks. You know what's great about?
I'm gonna make Mantis bucks, and I'm gonna be handing them to all the strippers. All my strippers are gonna.
I guess you're gonna show up to Fanboy, beat the fuck up next week.
In the middle of our broadcast, people are gonna run in, or their pimps are gonna come in.
Yo, because you go to the early bird special at the strip club. Mantis likes the 10:45 to 1:20.
Yeah, not only that, I will eat the buffet. Most people don't eat the buffet at the strip show. Mantis is trying to get his money's worth. So.
He's like, are these wings a day old? Oh no, bring me older ones. Bring me older ones.
They're all shriveled and fucked up.
Yeah.
It's all a distraction, says Miss Hippie.
It is hippie.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Matt Healy is her true love, and she actually loves him, and that's the whole thing. And this whole Travis Kelce shit is just for publicity.
Yeah, it's all coming out tonight, folks. Truth bombs. Grand
Truth
Mason,
bomb.
Adam 22.
Oh, he's definitely part of the Illuminati.
100%.
I see it on his fucking cracker ass. No offense, anyone. I'm sorry that was wrong that I said that. But let's face it, that's not a real insult. But I don't mean to diminish your pain. Anyway, let's watch more of this.
They act like they take it all serious, but then they don't really seem like they're doing their homework.
No.
Okay.
I think he has them doing he has them doing so many shows that they don't really know. Like it's just like
you think
just,
Melissa Ford is gonna last over there?
Yes and no.
They're trying to cook up drama, saying she's trying to fuck Ish.
Nah, she's not. She's really nice though.
I think she's great.
She's a very nice person, and I love. And me and my assistant Chelsea was talking about this. Like a lot of girls
When he says
came from her
offended,
era, on OnlyFans, selling pussy, doing whatever they got to do.
Sorry,
right?
brother.
But she's
Although I know
really
that
trying
you're
to
not really
make a
offended
difference,
because you're down.
make a name for herself and talk and to share her experiences.
You think she's meant to last over there?
I think her energy is going to, because when I was talking and arguing with them,
right,
and they were trying to tell me it's fucked up that I would put out, a preacher and his, getting his dick sucked by another bitch, and
wait, what the fuck is she saying?
Yo, yeah. So, Tasha K. Again, let me just make sure I put this out there because we don't want any of the smoke with her, right? But you make a person desperate, they might respond. Tasha K. This is what she does, man. She fucking airs shit out, man. 100%. She airs people out. Now, I don't know what situation she's talking about specifically here, but come on, man. This is the woman that is got sued and lost to Cardi B because she alleged that Cardi B had herpes. With no proof.
Right. Oh my God. That feels like forever ago, but it was actually not that long ago. But
it wasn't that long.
The way the news cycle goes, it's like it.
Yes.
But what is she doing? Like she's like a preacher sucking some dick, whatever. I'm like,
I'm telling you,
like, what are you alluding to, bitch?
It's crazy, man. It's absolutely nuts. Run it. It gets wilder.
And kids, and I was like, wait a minute, did you lock your door at night? And they was like, yeah. So why do you lock your door at night? To keep your house safe, right? So why the fuck would you unlock your door and let a bitch into your house knowing you a public figure to suck your dick? Knowing you got a wife and kids, that's not my responsibility.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I keep order in the black community. And so they were like, that's really fucked up. And
what did she just say? Oh my God!
Yeah,
she did not just say that.
He said, "I've been waiting to see your fucking face on that part right there." Man.
She claims she.
Where is Bex? Where is Bex?
Where are you, Bex? Where are you? You're asleep. What's going on? She claims she keeps order in the black community. Yes. She creates a ruckus in the black community. What the fuck is she talking about?
Bro, I'm telling you, man, listen.
My man Larry Elders brings order to the black community. She brings chaos to the black community.
Bro, I'm telling you, but here's what you're not seeing, man. Tasha K is a master on this mic, man. She's a master on this shit. I thought I was a pot stirrer. I thought I had the ability to piss people off. Tasha K is a 7th degree black belt at this shit.
No, I agree. You know, I thought you were good too. Now that I met this bitch, you're done. You're done, Steve. Steve, real name no gimmicks, doesn't know how to stir shit. The only thing he's stirring is mac and cheese.
Yeah. I'm on my vegan grind right now, man. I'm doing a 60-day vegan challenge.
Okay. Are you really?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, sir.
What the fuck? Okay, no. We're not getting back to the video. We need to talk about this.
I'm 4 days in. 4 days.
What? So let me ask you, what made you decide to do that?
You know, sometimes, man, just I get bored, right? And I like to put myself in very, very painful situations. I'm actually the type of person that enjoys, like today, my stomach was rumbling, and this is gonna sound really morbid. I was like, man, it feels good to actually be hungry and not just fucking be gorging myself on food all the time. Feels good. I like a little pain sometimes.
I actually do like that feeling. But however, what made you decide vegan?
Because there is no more pointless lifestyle, is there? Right?
Oh, I like that. I like where you're going with this.
And I was like, if I were to do something to make myself unnecessarily uncomfortable when I live in a developed country.
Yeah, developed country.
Why not purposely, when people would kill to have proteins like chicken, pork, beef,
just discard it. Just say no. I'm good.
I'm American. I got so much. I'm gonna take a little less.
Yo, that was the best description anyone could have given to me about that. But like, you know, I'm a huge believer of eating meat.
Yeah.
We evolved on this planet to devour protein.
Yeah.
And when people make up, they're like, "Don't worry, you can get protein from this blah 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 seaweed or some shit." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." God or Mother Nature did not want you to go harvest some random bean that's found in God knows where to get protein. God wanted you to hunt animals. That is the nature of shit, bro.
Right.
So the vegan lifestyle is wrong on every level.
Right. It's a sin. It's a sin, really.
I think it is. I think it might be. I think God may have forgotten to mention how fucked up being a vegan is. I wish he had, because so many people are misguided. But I'm saying, just in science-wise, we evolved to eat and devour other creatures. In terms of like biblical shit, you're wrong. Fucked up. You vegans are wrong. You vegans are fucked up and wrong. And I'm saying, when I was teaching kung fu, I made sure my students ate red meat, and I told them to eat it rare. And they said, why? And mind you, these are kids. These are high school kids or younger. And I told them that they would basically, you need to have bloodlust. And I was like, eat that red meat. You're going to love that red meat. Eat a rare fucking steak. There's nothing better than a rare fucking steak with a little bit of salt. You don't need any of these fancy spices or anything. Just a little bit of salt and you're good. But however, it's addictive. And when you want that blood, you're going to be bringing it on the battlefield. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So, Matt, I want to tell you something, Matt. You'll probably, after that little diatribe right there, never be invited to teach young children again. You're a cult leader. If I
I teach the kids what they need to know. And here's the thing. Humans hunt. It is the natural order of things.
You're really the one keeping order in the black community. You realize?
Yes, I am. Tasha K doesn't bring order to shit. She brings chaos. I'm the order, bitch. I'm the order, bitch. But honestly, you have to embrace what your evolutionary path was, and it's eating other animals. And there is a reason why God or Mother Nature or the Great Spirit, whatever the fuck you think it is, we all know it's God, that wanted you to hunt or eat meat. There's a reason why that's
so.
there.
After I'm done with this show, I'm gonna go upstairs, right? I'm gonna grab some lettuce, some spinach, tomatoes, baby carrots, which have no nutritional value whatsoever, diced peppers, and some vegan friendly dressing. I'm gonna eat that shit, and then my body's gonna completely burn that away by the time I walk upstairs.
Yes.
And I'm gonna feel the pain. I just want to feel.
You're gonna feel like you haven't eaten.
You can't feel if you're constantly shoving your face with fast food and everyone.
I agree. Fast food is horrible. Fast food is
you gotta deny yourself sometimes, man. You gotta deny yourself.
I agree with that, and I actually believe in fasting to gain spiritual knowledge. I do believe that if you have an issue, you should fast on it. I know that's very Mormon. I'm sorry, guys, but Mantis does do that occasionally, not very often. But I would say in general, to live a vegan lifestyle is to live a lie. A lie that God and basically humanity does not want for you. But and so Hippie poking fun at me says, Mantis says drink the Kool-Aid. It's not Kool-Aid. It's not. I love it when we're like, oh, you're so mainstream, you eat animals. Motherfucker, we evolved to eat animals. That's not insane. That's not an insane idea.
I love
it's a normal idea. It's a totally normal idea to do that.
I love that this all sprung from Tasha K saying that she is the binding force in the black community. that it really
She doesn't mind shit.
Play the video. Play the video.
Real quick, Pony says, need to know about a trip to the hospital. Okay, let's see what other claims Tasha K has to say.
Over there like, yes, but she never would say anything, and I was just like, but I think because of the amount of energy in that room, like, you know, and you know, she likes skin. You know, they just
okay. I love that she's talking to a white dude about being she's judging light skins, but here's the proof. Here's the proof that you dark skins are against us light skins. Yeah, you remember what's his face on Spoon?
Who the fuck is what's its face?
Streaming, a guy who streams literally 24/7.
Yes.
And he used to keep making jokes about being light skinned.
Yeah, the light skinned panda. Yeah,
he's like, I'm not invited because I'm a light skin. But she just proved it.
Right.
She wants to create. She's like, he did blah blah blah. He's the light skin, and you saw the contempt she said it. This woman is a bigot. I'm about to be an Angelica Ross.
Right.
And be like, I'm triggered by this hatred against us light skins.
Yeah, except for you're only gonna have 7 people in the stream, and then Brett Cooper. Oh wait, Brett's not coming in a defense of you though. This has to do with black dynamics.
Oh yeah, she will never show up to one of our streams unless we had more than 200 people on the stream. Then she'll show up.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Okay. Even though I'm highly offended, let's see what this bitch has to say.
I guess it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard.
When she went over there, she was supposed to start her own podcast under his network, and then she kind of bailed out of it because she felt like she had work to do on her public personality.
She does have work to do.
Yeah,
she does have. But
I don't know if she could have her own.
But she's
show.
a very nice person. I think if she does it with other women, you know, she would do well. But because her personality is so mellow,
right?
Like she's a very mellow person. It's gonna be hard to find someone who's gonna be less mellow, because you know you can't have no one with more energy than the host.
I can help her out.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you gotta have a live wire. To
you do.
really keep that thing going.
Yeah. So, but I think you know, I like that they added her, because it's so much misogyny in that room.
Right.
And I think it's nice to have a female perspective, but she's given very much.
Honestly, and I say this in the sweetest way possible, I'm gonna cut this bitch's head off because she's hitting all my trigger points. Misogyny. Yeah, we're misogyny in the room because motherfuckers are talking. And I just want to say it, man.
Go ahead.
I said it in one of our private chats with Courtney.
Right.
Women have an issue not with men.
Right.
They have issue with men who speak up. And so what it is that men were supposed to rule, but never ever comment on it. We were supposed to pretend that we take all our cues from women. And then when men, and I'm pointing out to men, the people who like love to fucking hate on, and so we've got Elon Musk, and we've got Jordan Peterson, and we've got
Kevin Samuels,
all these things, and these men actually spoke out loud their actual feelings, their truths, if you will, which is something that, you know, feministic circles love to say, like, speak your truth, speak the truth. As soon as a man speaks his truth, it's fucking chaos, right? And so as soon as these men spoke their truth, it was problematic. They're like, they're horrible, we hate them, they're triggered in every way. Donald Trump is like that too. He just says whatever he wants, and women flip the fuck out.
So I would differentiate Jordan Peterson from all of them because of this simple reason, right? Of all of the men you just named, Jordan Peterson is an actual intellectual. And I told this to a person that one day referred to him as the dumb man's philosopher. I was like, true, there are a lot of less than intelligent guys who are attracted to the message of Jordan Peterson, just like there were a lot of less than intelligent people attracted to the philosophies of Socrates.
Just like there's a lot of fucking idiots who follow the philosophies of Hillary Clinton.
Exactly. But it doesn't diminish his intelligence. I think Jordan Peterson is extremely problematic for them because in 3 instances where he was supposed to be socially shamed for his views, quote unquote, not only did they misrepresent his views, but he went on there and entirely decimated them in the most polite Canadian way possible. Do you remember when he was on the British news network and he completely made an ass of that woman? He was like, you're the one being hostile here. I'm not being hostile.
Oh yeah, he was great, and she was a monster.
So, but to recall, and here's the next thing, man. We got to get clear on hip hop, right? You walk into the Joe Budden podcast and you're saying a room full of misogyny. First of all, can you back that claim up? And two, are you surprised that a bunch of old school dudes listening to hip hop might say some things that you might not find very highly emotionally intelligent? It's nonsense. It's nonsense.
She's trying to code her language to be sympathetic to younger viewers. She's trying to get younger viewers on her side.
She's a master at this. After the Cardi B thing, do you know what she came out and did after they had said that she was culpable, she was liable in that situation? In an all-white dress, she sat in front of her mic and accused the industry of using payola. You know, the system in which, exactly. And she even appealed to a conservative ideology. Go look it up. Go look up the video. She's a master at this shit, bro. I'm telling you, we should fucking learn something from this woman, man.
Yeah. Honestly, I just don't want to sell my soul to the devil to get clicks. D is in the house, and we love it when D comes because D is my favorite fan. D says that was so sweet, Mantis. I don't know what she's referring to, but I will take that. Thank you so much. Hi there, everybody. She says, and everyone's greeting each other. We love you all. I'm commenting on Mantis's previous statement, D. I assume I said something good.
Well, you got mad at her taking a shot at the light skins, but let's keep it right.
Yeah. What the fuck,
well,
man?
wait, I want to point something out there. She wasn't taking a shot at Joe Budden for being light skinned. This woman was taking a shot at another black woman for being light skinned.
Right. She said it in such a derogatory way. And, I'll tell you, it's actually funny that, in my new job, I have a trainer, like someone who's training me, and she said, blah, 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 blah. And at a certain point, she finally said, yeah, you as a white man. And I said, I'm going to stop you right there. I'm not white. And she said, what? And I said, yes. And I know that this will, make you grind your teeth as a liberal, but I'm a mulatto. And she said, what? And I said, I'm half black. Yeah. And I love their face. They don't know how to compute. They don't know what's going on. Their world is falling apart because people are put into these particular slots and categories and identities, right? And they don't understand how to process someone who is mixed. And they're like, what? They're like, a black person had a baby with a white person? What the fuck? This blows their fucking mind. And I have to be like, it actually happens. So I was able to lecture my trainer, and I know this buys into woke culture, but I was basically like, yeah, we exist. We are, there's a lot of us who are, and to be honest, this is why I fucking hate our modern society with identity politics, because I know I'm gonna equate something to you, brother, but I love you anyway. I have a feeling that you hope that the black race continues. And what I believe is in the future, maybe it might be the farther future, but I do believe it one day we'll all be mixed.
Well, obviously you weren't around for the Dope Dynamics Build Back Better campaign, right? Where I posed the question that money is not the root of all evil. Actually, the scripture says the love of money is the root of all evil.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I said that I actually believe that tribalism, nationalism is the root of all evil. And in fact, I applauded some young white whores that were out here having mixed babies. The actual segment was about white women celebrating their mixed child, right? And they are proudly celebrating their mixed child. And I posed the idea, what if this is the cure to all of it? And I feel as though a few heads were popped. I'm like, what if the cure to all of it is to remove the boundary of nationality, of race?
Of race, definitely. It's definitely a cure to a lot of problems we have. I believe that absolutely.
Now, to your first point, do I want the black race to endure? Of course I do, bro. I would love for black people to reach their highest pinnacle of understanding and transcendentness. Does that necessarily mean that I believe that the black race will endure? Jury's out on it right now. Jury's out on
I think we're just bound to. I think we're bound to procreate. You know what I'm saying? That's sounded weird. I meant as in races. The races were meant to.
You don't have to explain that. We can't.
Basically, I believe that the future is brown, not black or white.
Easy. Yeah, you'll get the whole taps up in here real quick.
I know. Every time I walk down 42nd Street back when I was a kid, someone was shouting and pointing at me about how I'm wrong.
Bro, here's my thing on
not an abomination like this motherfucker. And I'd look at me like, what's happening?
Yo, here's my view on it. Obviously, in case you didn't know, my wife is Colombian. I'm black. Our children are of mixed race. I think they're more socially acceptable than you are, though, because it's black and brown. But I don't give a fuck who you date and what color babies you have, man. I've evolved past that sentiment. You know what I'm saying? This is where I usually exit from a lot of my FBA friends and stuff like that. I don't think it makes you a sellout to have a white girlfriend. I don't think it makes you a sellout to have a white boyfriend or vice versa, all these things. I think what makes you a sellout is when you do things to purposely sell out your community.
Yes.
And you being with someone outside of your race is not selling out your community unless you walk out that door going, all these black bitches got to get down on their knees. Then you might have some racial.
Yeah, like Chris Brown is problematic. But
hold on for a second. There you go, taking shots at the light skins again, man. Chris Brown is just a misunderstood, passionate man. Surprised you get so passionate.
I love Chris Brown. I love his music and all his shit. But his attitude toward dark-skinned girls is crazy. He makes it very public that he doesn't like dark-skinned girls. But I feel you. Absolutely, I agree with you. Absolutely. Are you going to betray your people, your company, your tribe, or whatever? However, at the end of the day, it is all right to have a mate of any and you think I'm gonna take advice? You think I'm gonna take any scrutiny from motherfuckers that laud and celebrate old dope dealers pumping crack in the community? You think you get to say something that fucking affects me? You motherfuckers better shut the fuck up with that bullshit talking about who's black or not and why you talking about no snitching. D says, I don't think you look like a white man. Thank you, D. Thank you. D understands what's going on here.
You wanna Aryan.
Doesn't Revelation say there'll be one race? I've never encountered that.
I know there are many tribes and but all right. So we'll just
maybe it'll be the mulatto race. We'll all be mixed. We don't know what we are.
Ain't gonna be thinking about race if they're in heaven. But lastly, I want to say this. I don't want to fucking belabor the point with Tasha K, man. The reason I put this out there is, and I started this segment by saying that rich black people are now going at each other, and I think this is absolutely insane because the pod wars are the new radio wars, which were the old newsroom wars and all that shit, man. And Tasha K and Joe Budden are vying over who will have the last say. And guess what? It worked. We're all in here. I brought it to your attention. We're talking about it. But I really knew I brought this shit up because I wanted to see your face when she said she holds dominion over the black race.
That was fucking nuts, man. This chick is, but it takes a narcissist to truly rule over any media, including radio. Let's see what other crazy shit this bitch has to say.
Angela Yee right now, and how Angela Yee was at the Breakfast Club.
Right.
You know?
I need everybody to check out NoJumper.com. We officially started a blog. It has
all right, we ain't
articles
advertising for
about
this
current
company. I think
events,
that was the end of it right
etc.
there.
Fuck this dude. Your woman got banged. And we're good. So that what she said was insane, utterly insane.
Yeah.
Race needs to get the fuck out of here.
Bro. Oh, you're really pushing it. You know, it's funny. There's a certain person who we love and cherish in the chat that would disagree vehemently with you in regards.
I think I know who you're talking about. I love and respect this person more than they know. But yeah, race needs to go. Because
we're gonna have so many Hebrew Israelites pull it up and so many hoteps like, look at
they're gonna shoot up my house, man. They're gonna shoot up my house. I'm waiting for the day that the hoteps come. As soon as I see that one of those fucking black cars come up, I'm like, the hoteps are here. I'm ringing a bell. My stepfather's getting a gat.
Ding ding. Lastly, before we wrap up the show, man, it's just the thing, man. It's just the thing. We always talk about moving over to Rumble, right? And why that would probably be more fertile ground for us. But Tasha K and Joe Budden have proven that maybe we're just cowards, right? They say all types of shit that should get them canceled, removed, and all that types of stuff. But they've never broken terms of service. I think Tasha K
You're saying Tasha K, or you're saying Adam 22?
Adam 22, Tasha K, Joe Budden. Tasha K was very close, I believe, to being turned because of the legal proceedings and all that stuff, and willingly, she was lying. They was proven that it was a lie. So that could have been a breach of YouTube terms of service. But none of these people would jump and ship to Rumble. Do you think it's only a certain type of person that goes to Rumble and is banished there, or are these people bought in and they're just there?
YouTube forced you to do not force you, but they asked you about certain things not too long ago, right?
Me personally, if they send something, I don't check my fucking email.
No, you told me about how they asked you a survey, and in the survey they were like, "Are you a creator of color?" So they're trying to narrow that down. Now, Adam 22 is a white dude. I don't know why he gets skirted, but I wonder if it's because it's black content. But trust me, they make allowances for, once again, protected classes. So if you are this or that or whatever, you make content for this and that, they will look the other way. And meanwhile, these crackers over on the Brett Cooper side are getting canceled and thrown out.
You know what's crazy, man, is that Fresh and Fit benefited from that for a while. YouTube turned a blind eye for as long as they could, and they were
and YouTube was probably not even reviewing their content. They were just like, whatever.
There's no way they weren't. They were the top donated show on YouTube with super chats, consecutively.
Yeah, so they're they're making money. Let's leave them alone. And they're men of color. We're good.
Yeah,
we're like, they're twofers. They're getting, they're profitable and they're black.
By the way, YouTube never required us to verify that we had 10,000 followers on social media to have two people come in the room.
That is shade thrown out to you know who it is. I'm looking at you, Bex.
No, not Bex. Spoon.
No, Spoon, but
I was don't fucking throw me up, man. Bex.
No, but I'm saying you're talking about Spoon.
Yeah,
Bex exclusively streams on Spoon, which hurts the feelings of people who don't use Spoon.
Actually, shout out to Bex Rated. making its Spotify podcast premiere. Yes, the first episodes from Spoon, the original episodes when it was still called Pillow Talk, are now up on Spotify. Yep.
Oh, congratulations, Bax, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish that I could participate in her show, but you know, I have no way of getting Spoon because I'm allergic to apps that are garbage and pieces of shit that steal money from me. But if only she dual casted on another app, I don't know, but that's up to her. She's all into Spoon. She likes giving these Korean motherfuckers whatever they want. You thought that was going to go dark. I was about to say something dark, but I didn't.
Yo.
Dragon Lady, what up?
What up, Dragon Lady? You know what's crazy, son? You know what's crazy? Here's the thing, right, man? We're on kick right now, right, man? I'm just telling you, man. Mantis, I want you to open your mind to a possibility. You should do like hot tub streams. Man. Let me take a percentage of the earnings to promote it and be associated with you. But hot tub streams with the Mantis. In fact, the next time you do, are you going to do another 12-hour stream for St. Patty's?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to keep that going. But yeah, no, absolutely. A hot tub stream.
Motherfuckers are like, that was the most homo show.
Yo, I will do a hot tub stream. Let me ask you, who in chat? One in the chat if you're into the Mantis doing a hot tub stream.
See, nobody wants to see a skinny vegan like myself, but a voluptuous light skin.
No, they want curves. Real hot tubbers have curves.
Yo, did you have fun tonight, man?
I had so much fucking fun. D's all about it. Pony's all about it. Oh, look at that. Oh, Dragon Lady says me. Yeah. Yeah, girl. RM says, good. You better say, I was worried there for a second. Like in an actual hot tub? Yeah. I'm in an attic right now, but somehow I'll get a hot tub up here. It'll really be a kiddie pool. You know, but I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Pony says,
reading his speech about red meat.
My best friend's grandfather invented the jacuzzi, and that's his last name. I'm here for it.
There you go.
Imagine your last name is, you're like, I'm Cecil Jacuzzi. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Guys, I see enough support. I will do a
hot tub stream.
Hot tub stream. It's gonna be fucking dope.
Yeah, you could decrown Amaranth, man. Poor Amaranth, man.
Poor Amaranth. This goes into my whole theory that like women complain too much. So she's like, my boyfriend forced me to be a streamer, and I've made millions off of it. And I'm like, he didn't even make you do OnlyFans. If he made you just wear a bikini and be an idiot, you should be thanking God that you got off her easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, she made millions just wearing a bikini. It's not like she was hoed out like one of Andrew Tate's girls. This bitch should be thanking God.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yo, you know what's crazy about the Amaranth situation, man? There's a great video that's called Exposing Amaranth on YouTube, and they talk about her weird content, and there's a shot of her. And I don't know if this speaks more negatively about her or the people who consume her content. There's a shot of her on a bed in a Gwen Stacy Spider-Man costume.
Wearing a horse head.
With a horse head.
And she's like, pretending she's a horse.
Yo, there were like 10K people.
And people were into it. People were like, yeah, what made her think to do it? What made people decide to stay in the stream? I don't fucking know. But that's a famous shot. I think I've seen the video you're talking about, or some version of it.
Oh shit, do you remember the deer hunter that was the head of the acceptable behavior sensitivity?
Yeah, you and your old part podcast partner put me onto that, and I thought you were like tricking me. I was like, this isn't real. There's no way this is real.
It's real. It was real.
Someone's like, I'm a trans animal. I'm also, a fawn. What the fuck?
Yo, that was another weird clip on the internet. This person laying in someone else's arm, pretending to be a baby fawn or whatever you call baby.
So I have to ask: did we do this to these kids? Not me personally. I'm fine. My hands are clean.
With the fucking meat stories and shit.
Meat will fucking help these kids. It's these fucking chemicals the vegans are pushing on kids. It's the vaccinations that are making these kids weirdos. But I'm saying, what made these kids fucking weirdos?
Man, you know what it is, man. They just
trust me. A steak ain't making a kid a fucking fawn mutant or whatever. That is not gonna happen if you just eat a steak with a little salt on it. Trust me, a bloody steak.
They didn't eat enough Twinkies, right? They didn't drink enough quarter juices. You know what I'm saying? They've never had grazed papaya. They've never had a dirty water dog. The things that are required to make sure you don't grow up into a psychopath. Things you can only find in New York. Right. And now most of those things have been replaced by soy options. You know, you can't get a snow cone from the shady, guy who might be selling Coke at the playground.
My man, I just came up with an idea.
What's that?
We create a city experience for suburban kids. We want them to be safe. I don't want them molested or stabbed or murdered.
Right.
Or to join a gang. However, we create a false experience where they think they could be murdered,
right?
And they learn the ways of the streets.
They already did that, man. It's called Scared Straight.
No, that's different because it's so blatant. Here's the problem. This motherfucker comes in and he's like, yo, I be fucking jacking shit up, son. You want to be like me? We already know this bullshit was summoned by some rabbi or Christian dude. Fuck that. I'm saying they don't know it. They're walking home.
Right.
And we have an actor come up to them and be like, give me your wallet, little bitch. And they have to fight for their money. And the kid has the urban experience, even though they were never going to get hurt.
Wait, let me take it one further, right? Because I think the threat of physical violence might be too much for them and they would just pass away.
They need to give them that.
But if you're going to give them the full New York experience, right? You got to make them sit on the 2 train, 96-degree weather, in between 110th Street and 96th Street, in a car with a homeless guy who's jacking off and taking a shit at the same time. And now that will teach them how to survive.
I fucking love that because, let's face it, I loved it every time it happened growing up on my 2 train. However, it is true they need to learn how to deal with shit like that. That would definitely be the final.
Yo, if you're allergic to gluten, when that shit happens, you won't be allergic to gluten anymore.
Yeah,
it won't be a thing that's a weapon.
They're allergic to gluten. They have feelings about everything. They're like, man, I don't feel like I'm in the same space. I don't know if I can perform. You whiskey dick piece of shit. Get it to fucking together in real life. When the next Nazis, whoever those guys are, come for you,
right?
They're not going to give you a moment to fucking get it together.
Did I ever tell you about the great race wars of the IS-44 at the 81st?
I love that that's the start of his shit, and he thought it'd be normal. He's like, I said, I ever tell you about the great race wars? Like, you have not mentioned them.
Yeah, so when I went to IS-44, I had 2 train options. I can walk to 81st and catch the catch the C or the B over in Central Park West, or I can walk to Broadway, catch the 1 or the 9, and then the 2 home, all that shit. I took the 1 this day, and the kids that went to the school below the scientific department, I forget what school it was called, bro. But these motherfuckers got into an all-out race war with the police, the transit police. I'm talking about fucking 8th graders attacking cops, and it was the
fucking love it.
Shit I've ever seen, man. You take a kid nowadays and put him in the middle of that, right? The most hardened little blanket, and you put him in the middle of that, they ain't gonna be able to handle that shit. These I think I heard one kid scream out, "We will rise!" when they were attacking the cops. It was amazing. It was amazing.
I fucking love it, bro. Yo, by the way, today, just on a side note, so I've been rewatching, not just today, but in general, rewatching the series from the early 90s, because I was a kid when this was out, Picket Fences. And who plays War Machine?
Oh, Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, that was like his first major acting role.
Yeah. Well,
And
I think he was in Colors first, but yeah, you're right, man.
oh yeah, he was Colors before that. But I'm saying like his steady. He played the district attorney in there, and so he's in this white fucking suburb in the Rome, Wisconsin, middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the episode I saw today, his brother escapes from jail, and he has a brother who's escaped from jail. I'm like, this is so cliche, and I watched it. I was fucking moved to the point where I was crying because it's all
Really?
It's so amazing. It's so amazing. It's like
Interesting, man. I will thank you for your vulnerability.
I'm a vulnerable ass motherfucker.
Yo, but yeah, here's the crazy thing, man. I will say this, maybe not as impactful, but watching that Hayden Christensen shit, and then of course I watched the Jar Jar shit. That actually warmed my heart, man. I felt a tingle, but it also could be from starvation, from not eating any real food, right? So I can't.
You need to fucking eat to live. You probably can't think straight.
I feel fine. I've never felt more clear.
You this entire podcast, you have made no sense. You're in a delusional state. You don't realize it. Right. You need some red blood in your mouth.
Pause.
Well, red blood? I mean, that's not gay. I'm just saying, go downstairs, eat a steak, eat a burger, whatever.
I am downstairs, motherfucker. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna have myself a nice avocado salad. Not only do I feel physically better, I feel morally superior.
I have to tell you,
I walked through the mall today, and I watched.
Here's the thing: you think that you are morally superior. However, you are living a fucking lie right now. God does not want you to just eat grass like you're a fucking camel or some shit.
Yo, I'm telling you, man. If you would try it for 30 days, just 30 days.
No. Honestly, you'd be healthier if you ate just steak and no vegetables all month long.
Listen, I get worms, a fucking heartworm. Parasites. Who knows what's living inside of you?
Motherfucker, just cook it. Why are you giving in to the feminists? No offense, ladies. I love you. I love women. Reback says, I haven't seen you use decent. What? I'm sorry, Deanna. I don't understand. When do you not feel morally superior, Steve? Wow.
When do I not feel morally superior?
Oh, she says, I haven't seen you use your vape, Steve, says D.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, man. It's been a hot minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to clean it up here, trying to sustain, be around for a while.
Vegan lifestyle is not good for you, bro. If you're wondering why you're losing at life or in combat, it's because you're not eating red meat.
So I do have a plan to reintroduce the healthy proteins in, right? But Steve's turning over a new leaf, man. No more of that gutter food for me. I'll get back to steak and all that shit, boiled eggs, healthy chickens, maybe some dolphin meat, but eventually.
I love the taste of dolphin. Gets me real hard every time I eat it. But I'm sure a bunch of people are like, what? Why are you doing that? Because I'm a man and you're a pansy. I think we are done for the evening.
We are done.
Had a really good time. I've had a great time tonight. What about you?
Yo, I had so much fun, man. I had so much fun.
It's been real. Digital high five. And so you can obviously catch us on our YouTube channels. I'm the voice of the Fat Mantis. My man over here is the Hold Up TV. And then, of course, you can check out our radio shows coincidentally at the same time. Or you can just flip between the two channels. I'm at Hot 95. He's at Spin 95.
Yeah.
Over on the Audiolus app. You can also find a lot of our stuff anywhere like internet radio can be found, because you can tune into us there. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And maybe one day we'll get this shit back on podcast format and put it, upload it. But
yeah. And
as someone told me once, it's a lot of work.
Everything's a lot of work making it in these mean streets of creativity. But however, our radio shows are at 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's drive time. So listen to us on your drive home.
Monday
or me,
through Friday.
really. Or this motherfucker. I don't know.
All right. Peace, motherfuckers.
Until next time, guys. Ciao for motherfucking now.